All right, hey all, test, 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 test. All right, looks like we have volume. I'm live. This game's been going for a little bit, but I got a call just as I started up. So, wildness. Anyhow, looking at this pack, I've looked at it a while. I love Loom. As much as I love Loom, I think this has to be Clay Support's House Steward. There's also Field Watch, which is great, but like, I'm gonna run a big Clay house here. On the wheel, we're not going to get much at all out of this pack, to be honest. We're playing arena, so it's arena settings. And now we have cards. There's Clay Deliveryman, Bell Founder, Wombo Combo. There's Clay Deliveryman, Potter Ceramics, though. There's a Carrot Museum that's always a little scary. There's a Milking Stool. There's a Stork's Nest. The Stork's Nest broadly opens up, hopefully, the growth queue. I think this is take the Clay Deliveryman, though. Clay Deliveryman Potter Ceramics is quite strong. I'm 4th seat. I might want to, like, SP Potter Ceramics around one anyhow. Maybe we wheel Storks. Otherwise, maybe we get Mining or Milky. I mean, there's, like, 5 pretty good cards. I'm not a big Carrot Museum fan, actually. But I think it's take these two here. Partly because getting food figured on a big house is important. And yeah, I think that's pretty clear cut. All right, I'm sending out stream announcements here quick. And yeah. I was attempting to not get an arena game just because obviously I had quite a bit of fun in the past not having random arena ones. But I couldn't get a table of all like strong or good players, so I settled for arena. Now this arena table's decent. Like BJ Freak's pretty good. Eric might not. Oh no, Eric's pretty good. And then this player's reasonably good too. Actually, this is a pretty good arena table. The slightly weaker players right in front of me. They passed me Potter Ceramics. That's nice. We still are dreaming that there's a Bricklayer in this draft. Bricklayer Clay Supports would absolutely tear things open here in a very beautiful way. Bricklayer would save me on building ovens and stuff. Bricklayer would be great, but we'll see. Pretty rude to interrupt your watching your VOD from May 3rd from going live. Yes, well, sorry. From May 3rd. Interesting. Oh, you're on YouTube. It's not the VOD anymore, but yeah, okay. I was like, I think I only store things for 2 weeks on Twitch, but I also don't always send things over to YouTube. I really should probably upload stuff to YouTube again because it's probably been like a month. Whoops. Oh god, that was the wrong button. That was not the goal. The goal there was not to do that. It was to go check out a YouTube tab and just see what my YouTube notifications are because I don't really check YouTube. Another random subscriber, no comments. That's pretty usual. All right. Back to this game. All right. We see an oven firing boy. We also see a clay carrier, but oven firing boy, Potter Ceramics. I mean, yes, please. Where's the bricklayer? I mean, the clay carrier at this point, honestly, if it comes back, we'll make up for it. Will the clay carrier come back? It's hard to say, but Master Builder and a House Steward game is pretty welcome too. Like, any of these 4 cards are fairly welcome, but clay carrier would clearly be the best back. But this has got to be take the oven firing boy. Oven firing boy Potter Ceramics is dumb. Now, yeah. So the question is Milk Jug, indeed, right? That's the question here. But I think it's actually not Milk Jug. I think oven firing boy Potter Ceramics is so much food. I actually think clay supply is correct. I think I need more clay. I need more clay probably than I need more food. I mean, I have to get a clay oven. I have to play these cards. Like, it's quite a bit to get up. But the point is, milk jug food doesn't come till very late also. But this combo provides so much potential food. Although, it does require taking wood. I mean, milk jug's still very good. Milk jug's very good, always. And there's a milking stool, so people have extra incentive to take the cows. So, turning a milk jug clay in is even better. Although, God, there's also the Bell Founder in the draft, and like if I get a Bell Founder back in this hand too, I do need lots of clay for sure. I need lots of clay. I mean, that's part of the problem. I want a building clay. I want a clay oven, and I want to be baking clay. So like it might just be right. And again, there's a bell founder. Like I could just get a bell founder and ignore potter ceramics potentially too, even though that's probably not so. But God, getting I mean, I might get clay carry back. I'm gonna say I don't need the milk jug. Somebody else can play the milk jug. The game will just be crazy food rich. There's a chimney sweep that seems pretty good. Tutor also is okay here. Clay for the clay god, yeah. Um, this is almost certainly education bonus. Getting a vegetable in a field is pretty good, and then maybe it is tutor instead. Although I hate having to play tutor first. I think this is just education bonus chimney sweep. Getting the stork's nest back with this hand would be pretty good also. Stork's nest with this hand, pretty sweet actually. Not taking tutor here is a little sad, but chimney sweep's a good way to guarantee. I mean, look, I agree. Every time I play chimney sweep, nobody else renovates. But to be honest, I think it's fine here. Either I get to renovate to stone on a big stone house with house steward, which is just excellent point ceiling, or I don't get to renovate to stone, but I get to play like a 2-point Ock that probably comes with a field now. Like, that's fine. Like, either of those sound great. Any of that is very, very acceptable. I have one of the other issues with this hand is I have very playable miners now, and I kind of want to play a lot of them early. I mean, this is one of the rare games where like I actually really would like to be able to like start player clay supply into RSF early, and then like start player Potter ceramics, and then like have to renovate to clay supports. But if we get a Stork's Nest back, start playering a lot is actually much more viable, because when you play Stork's Nest, you don't get to play miners on growth, and you don't have to start player to grow. So then like starting at other times is a bit more justifiable. Not that I actively want or need Stork's Nest back, but it'd be pretty good. You love my hand. My hand's fun. My hand's very fun. I mean, I have big house and food figured out, and I have some ceiling figured out. I mean, that's most of what you need. The thing I don't have figured out is how to actually make a pretty farm. That's where I need actions, and I just have to get good actions. But that's what you mean. It's not just winning. It's not like winning. It's just fun. Yeah, I very much agree. This is a fun hand. Like there is fun, interesting lines here. There's going to be interesting decision points. It's not an instant win, but it has strong options. It's going to do some fun, busted things, and yeah, we'll see. I am a notorious mantelpiece hater in this format, and especially with Chimney Sweep, it's pretty much a nombo. Geologist is playable here. Geologist is actually playable. I need so much clay this game. I probably don't play it, but Oven, Firing Boy, Geologist, Potter Ceramics, like you get the clay to bake. I mean, there's like nothing else playable here either, and if we somehow do get a Stork's Nest, I need something that's worthwhile to play, and Geologist is actually like potential. Muckrake, yeah, I could build stables, right? I could build stables this game and maybe not fence. I have enough other ceiling that maybe it's okay. However, also, let me bring your attention to Sack Cart. I don't have a grain source. I don't have a grain source yet. I have Potter Ceramics, so I can bake a bunch, but I don't actually have grain to put in the ground. The only grain I could get is education bonus, but like that's not real. So this might be a Sack Cart. Sack Cart is wood expensive, but like if I'm taking Muckrake anyhow, it's only 1 wood different. So I think it's Sack Cart. It's pretty likely I'm playing cards early, and I'm not building. Maybe I build a wood room, but I might not build a wood room. I should have decent wood. I agree. Like I'm playing an Ock that gives me wood. I want to take wood a lot to feed anyhow, so I can take like 2 wood actions and not hate myself. And I don't necessarily have to build a wood room. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't think I'll have terrible wood issues either. I might not get to like fence 15, but I also don't know how much I need to like fence and hold animals if I get like a 6-room stone house. With house steward, chimney sweep potential, like. But it's certainly not all figured out yet. I'd still really actually like the clay carrier back, but my hand really wants to know if growth or Venom's flipping. Yeah. We do get Bell Founder and Storks. So I mean, this is clear we take the Storks. This hand absolutely likes the Stork's Nest. Plow Driver is hoping for too much. Bellfounder is like very playable, except Potter Ceramics is probably just better. But like Clay Supply, Clay Deliveryman, Bellfounder's the dream. What's the chance I get a clay? What is the chance that I get a clay carrier? God, running Bellfounder here is so hard though, actually, because I want to build clay rooms. Bellfounder is very hard here. I probably am not playing Bellfounder, but am I ever actually like playing Fodder Planner? I mean, probably not. Honestly, my 5 occupations for Stork's Nest, all 5 of these cards would much rather get played than any of these 3, I think. I need too much clay for Bellfounder? I think so, exactly. Like, I'd rather just be baking my clay. It's just, like, pretty tempting here, though, still. Like, it's okay, but it's probably not. I mean, part of why you take Bellfounder is just so nobody else tries to eat the clay. But that seems unlikely, too. I probably should just take Fodder. I should maybe even take Plow Driver. There are scenarios where I get, like, a 2-field Plow Driver late. You think it's Fodder Planner? Oh, I do need a 6 Oc that's worth playing later, just for the field. I eventually am going to want to play a 6 Occupation, probably for a field off Education bonus. And so Fodder Planner probably gives me a so or 2. Okay, I should just take the Fodder Planner. These other 5 Ocs are clearly what gets played for Stork's Nest thus far. Clay Carrier would be very nice 7th instead of Geologist. If I could get a Clay Carrier to go along with these 4, and then run a Storks game here, that'd be pretty sweet. That'd be pretty sweet. And then I don't even have to actually build a wood room. Dang it, though, the Clay Carrier didn't come back. Clay Carrier not coming back, sad, but it's okay. I think you're correct. I think it's much more likely I'm renovating in like round 14. Okay, so fun option is Dutch Windmill because our combo gives so much food. Ooh, Dutch Windmill is actually like a lot of food. However, Dutch Windmill is expensive, even with Stonecutter. Stone Tongs helps guarantee that we can actually renovate to stone and have good ceiling. If things go very well. Yeah, Dutch Windmill's probably still too memey, even for this hand. This hand just should have enough food anyhow, right? Well, I don't actually... Well, when do I ever get Dutch Windmill played? The ceiling from Windmill is nice, but Stone Tongs is quasi-ceiling too, because it gives you the ability to get more stone and do things with it. I think I'm taking Stone Tongs. I'm not sure here, though. I might regret not having Dutch Windmill, because, like, my food is a slight issue. But I'm never playing... My food is an issue until I get actions, and getting to my actions is tricky. It is tricky, because my early game needs to be, like, get a clay oven, get Potter Ceramics played, bake in the clay oven, then I need to start playing all these Ocs, then I need to reno and play clay supports, then I need to build, and then I need to play Stork's Nest. That is a lot of setup. And a lot of ways it could go wrong. I potentially do build one wood room this game, just because the 3rd family member will really help accelerate the rest of that plan, but I just don't think Dutch Windmill has... I think the only time I get Dutch Windmill played is when things are already going very well. So I don't think Dutch Windmill helps me win more. I think Stone Tongs potentially helps me win more. I'm not sure, though. Wood Expert, I did pass a loom, so it's pretty good. We see sheep in the 1 for them, too. You think it's correct to build one wood room with clay supports? I think generally that's true also. I generally agree. The only difference here is with Stork's Nest, you don't get as punished for not participating in the growth queue. Getting Oc here is dreamy. I absolutely would like an occupation here. Now, the only question is, are we actually playing Geologist? Am I actually crazy enough to play Geologist here? And I think the answer is yes. Because taking 1 reed, 1 clay is actually like a decent follow-up action here. If I don't get start player back, If it goes in some fashion, start player, 2 wood, 2 clay. I don't want to day labor with this hand, particularly. And I do think I'm playing Geologist. Although, okay, so I could play Stonecutter instead of Geologist. If Reno flips in 7, you're just dumpstered. I actually don't think that's true here, Gonzo. Even if Reno flips in 7 with this hand, I don't think that matters that much. I really think it's okay to be behind the queue. But, God, does this actually play Geologist? Hey, Sivir. Hey, Zizak. This might be first action Geologist. Or first Ock Geologist. I mean, we'd really just want start player back. I'm going to play Geologist. I think Geologist is getting played for Stork's Nest. I mean, oh, it is not going to be the MVP. Damn it. Teal's re-upping start. I mean, it's understandable, but yeah, that's really unfortunate. They have a first pick bookcase. They might have a tutor. That's not good. Non-ironic Geologist. Yeah, what a goofy hand. This hand is goofy. It's definitely crazy. All right, this was the nightmare scenario where, I mean, this is where at least 1 read and 1 clay is a substantially better action than anything else we could get here. But yeah, this is your kind of hand. It is a hand. It's a hand. Yeah, Teal re-upping start player there sucked for us. Patron with a bookcase, that is cool. We also passed a, hey everybody, we passed a Carrot Museum. We did pass a Carrot Museum. So, slight fear time. Slight fear time. Time to be slightly afraid. Yeah, I broadly agree. Like, I might build a wood room, I might not. It's really not clear cut to me what I'm doing yet, and that's fine. Yeah, all of that potentially is true. You would be afraid to play this hand, so easy to get distracted. Oh, this hand is still very tough. This hand's still very tough. Correct. There's a lot to set up. There's a lot to set up, which is exactly what I said the problem was. I want to, like, set up Potter Ceramics, a clay oven, and all these Ox, and I want to set up Reno clay supports, build rooms, and grow with Stork's Nest. That's a lot to accomplish. And I could get very behind the queue, and so it's going to be a little tricky. Getting Ock back is very nice, though. Getting Ock back's very nice. Am I playing Stonecutter because I'm never actually, like, taking RSF? I think I'm still taking RSF at some point, so probably House Steward at the moment. Yeah, I think it's fine to show off House Steward. We really would like start player back here. Really like start player. That would be nice. Start player into RSF so that we can get the stone for the clay oven. You think House Steward when it's 4 wood is fine? Oh, for sure. I mean, I want to play House Steward. House Steward's definitely getting played this game. And it still allows me to just build a wood room. Like, the wood here is helpful. The Ock counts are good. God damn it. Oh boy, this is where 4-seat really sucks. Like, BGA Freak, why? Why would you... He actually paid wood for a large... I mean, this is Carrot... The problem is it's Carrot Museum. He's getting distracted by Carrot Museum things. This is getting way distracted by Carrot Museum, though. You don't... You have a wood expert in play, and you just paid 2 wood for... I don't... Whatever. If he had a food? If he had a food, I agree. But that's what I mean. Like, I think it's pretty bad here without a food. But it looks like another reed... Well, is this 3 clay for me? Is 3 clay better here? Is that a bookcase or a bookshelf? It's a bookcase. So he has tons of veggies. I mean, he is going to have a sick Carrot Museum. I'm not going to lie. Like, he's going to have a busted Carrot Museum. I think this is take this clay. Look at all this clay pressure. This is wild. But I think this is take this clay stack, actually. I don't actually care about taking that much reed. You think it's usually fine to have really efficient and sort of late rooms of clay supports with early growth? Yeah, you just think the greenhouse is surplus? I think the greenhouse is mostly surplus. I agree. I don't think the greenhouse is particularly good there, but whatever. Yeah, I think 3 clay is a good enough action, but God, this sucks. Watching somebody re-up start player a bunch is annoying, but it happens. They're probably gonna Ock again too. Like, he has no food. Like, I don't know what his plan is. Yeah, he is gonna Ock again. So that kind of is hurting my Stork's Nest dream. And he has a paper maker. Oof. Oof. Although he has no wood! He has no wood for that paper maker. Major minor flips. So presumably this guy actually goes fireplace. Oh, this isn't fireplace. Wow. Okay. It should go fireplace and then I get RSF at least. Wow, trying to get the charcoal. This is very greedy and wrong. I can't believe people can take. Wow. Okay, so nobody cares about the fireplace even though there's a sheep stack. I mean, I need the RSF for my Potter Ceramics. I think that's most important here, actually. It also means I have room parts now, but like I can start player Potter Ceramics and do a clay oven. But nobody building the fire, like getting to play charcoal burner and wheeling the fireplace here is absurdly greedy. I can't get distracted by the fireplace, correct? I cannot get distracted by the fireplace here. But it's crazy to me that other people like this. I can't believe this charcoal burner got away with that, but whatever. I also think charcoal burner is just a bad Ock. Like, I can't believe people keep playing it. God, we don't even get start player. Oh my god. I mean, you gotta play feed fence, right? You gotta play feed fence. I mean, what are you gonna do if you don't play feed fence? What are you gonna do if you don't play feed fence? I'm gonna have to bottom feed next round, which is not part of the game plan, but it's okay. It's okay. We got a bottom feed. We probably are building a. Am I just building a room actually? Oh, well, green's gonna open room build, right? This is open room build. Yeah. God damn. Nothing good is happening. Like, nothing great is happening here. Nothing terrible is happening here. But being fourth seat, I am being very taxed here. My game would be a lot better off if I was not fourth seat with Bryant or with BGA Freak re-upping start player all the live long day. But that is where we're at. So outside of the bookcase, every SP's been pretty trash. I mean, this SP did feed green, but like, I agree. I don't like it, but whatever. I do think I'm supposed to bottom feed. I think I'm supposed to bottom feed as much as I don't want to bottom feed. God, we have a lot to do here. We have a lot to do, and we've had to take some trash actions. Oh well. Yeah, I think it's just 4 food. I think I just do 4 food at the moment. I'm not gonna get Ock back because Teal's gonna Ock here, which also is unfortunate. You think I should have just SP'd first move with this hand and not Ocked? I don't think that's justifiable. I think I have to take Ock in round 1 when it's offered to me. I don't think star player makes sense. I have to just hope that it's not, you know, all this stuff. I mean, it's also unfortunate somebody else looks like they're running. Like, everybody else at the table has to think BJ Freak has the Stork's Nest here, but oh well. Purple should take 4 wood. I will take probably start player Potter Ceramics because I need to get the Potter Ceramics down. I think you get Potter Ceramics and Clay Oven out. I'm in good shape. Yeah, and I probably just build. I can start player Potter Ceramics here, and then if growth flips, I build a room, actually. And I might get 6 wood or 6 clay instead, possibly. Yeah, maybe I should just build and grow I probably should just build and grow normally here. I probably am supposed to build and grow normally once, just to get the actions to actually be able to play all these Ox and get the rest of the stuff up. I'll have infinite food shortly. I mean, I need a lot of clay still, which is the tough part, but I can generate clay. Like, I will start playing cards that give me clay. But yeah, I think I got to get Potter Ceramics down. Is anybody else angling for a clay oven? No, nobody else is in position for that, so this is good. And then, yeah, I get to open 6 wood or 6 clay, probably. Not guaranteed. This could go 3 wood, 4 clay, but purple letting the sheep pile up too long is always a little scary, but I guess they probably could get away with it. Although there is a stable, like sheep sweeping's not as crazy. Okay, not 6 wood. Probably not 6 clay then either. I'm not sure what else. Well, purple might Ock here. Purple can Ock here actually very justifiably, yeah. So I can open 6 clay or build room, which is quite nice. 6 clay. 6 clay would be good. If Reno flips, it's probably 6 clay or Reno clay oven. You think the 4 food is kind of weird? You like SP into clay oven more. I just didn't trust that line, but you might be right. That might have been better. The danger with that is I definitely could get blocked on clay oven, but I guess I'm never getting blocked on bottom feeding, actually. Yeah, I was never getting blocked on bottom feeding, actually. So, growth flips, though, so we just build a room. We just build a room. This is fine. The 4 food wheels, yeah, for sure. It does. So, actually, that probably would have been better, but whatever. This is fine. This is all right. I get second growth, obvious. Like I get second growth here. So I can grow clay supply next round, which would be helpful. I could even grow the clay supports actually, but it could be grow clay supports, but it might be clay supply. I'm not sure. Both are pretty good. If I get 6 clay back, actually I'm getting 6 clay back. I'm just taking 6 clay, and then I probably do grow clay supports. You're on a bit of a delay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I get 6 clay here, so that's nice. Getting 6 clay really accelerates my game, actually. I mean, I gotta watch out for an oven block still, but 6 clay is fantastic. This oven firing boy comes down shortly, and then we are rolling. We use our action advantage, like slight action advantage from here to get these ox going, get this clay supports, and we bust back into the growth queue with a stork's nest. This should be very good. It doesn't look like anyone's going for the clay oven. Exactly. Nobody's actually like threatening clay oven here at all. So yeah, I take 6 clay. Easy 6 clay. Easy 6 clay. Yeah. And then I probably grow and build clay oven next round. But I think I am playing clay supports now. I think I am just growing clay supports. Because I still could dream to reno clay oven, actually. Wait a sec. I probably am still supposed to try to reno the clay oven from here. Renovating the clay oven is very good, actually. If I can get an RSF and reno a clay oven, that's actually super efficient. And then I don't get punished for... I don't actually get that punished for not doing the lines that Zach was arguing for. Even with all the SP nonsense, you think I'm in a very strong spot. I mean, I've been taking good actions. So again, that's always the lesson. Like, as much as I caterwaul about being in 4th, a lot of times being 4th doesn't actually hurt you that much. And I still just have a very strong hand. Having such easy feeding in an early growth game is very good. Now, admittedly, this game's incredibly food rich. This patron bookcase papermaker schnaps so much food injected. This pond hut charcoal with early sheep, so much food. The only player that's actually going to be kind of rough on food is green here, but even green will survive, so like, it's fine. But yeah, my dream round here now is actually grow clay supports RSF and then get Reno clay oven the round after, and then play oven firing boy and like take some wood. Wow, the tutor's there. Interesting. Carrot Museum is tricky. You think Teal's leaning too hard into the Carrot Museum? I think everybody leans too hard into Carrot Museum, like, all the time. It's part of why I don't think Carrot Museum's very good, but yeah. You've got to, like, 1 wood off your last 2 Carrot Museums. Look, that's the thing. I think Carrot Museum is only occasionally very strong, and most of the time I think it actually is mostly a trap card. I think you spend, like, it does give you 2 points. Like, it's not that much of a trap, but it's so easy to try to maximize that card at the expense of too many other things. I mean, Teal's still in a pretty good spot, though. I mean, but Teal does need the clay, by the way. It's fine. I mean, I think the large greenhouse is where Teal probably went awry. Like, I don't think you needed to play large greenhouse. But meh, it's fine. I mean, their game's still reasonably good. They got kind of punished here by early growth, is partly just what looks obnoxious. But, like, they'll be fine. They will be fine. These sheep piling up, this player did build stables. Getting the sheep here is super nice for purple. Wow, green's going for the Ock strat here, which is actually pretty viable. Like, who's gonna block them on Ock? But Market Crier. Okay, we need to get the Clay Oven pronto. Clay Oven all of a sudden is on alert. Clay Oven is on alert. Reno is here though. I really want to take RSF into Reno Clay Oven. I so want to RSF into Reno Clay Oven. You barely use it. When you do, it's crazy. You think Bookcase Childless is the only broken combos. There's a trap to try to save all the veggies from it and not eating them. You kind of think it should be banned or nerfed. One more. I mean, again, we can't actually change things. Clay Carrier. Why is... Oh, he's playing Clay Carrier so that he can play the Carrot Museum on Star Player here. He's going to Star Player Carrot Museum into build. So I think that means if I get RSF here, I can take RSF and be pretty safe to Reno Clay Oven. Because green can't get in... Like, nobody can oven in front of me. Nobody's going to oven in front of me if I get RSF here. And renovating a clay oven is still so dreamy here. So dreamy. Teal doesn't even have to start player for their build, actually. Teal doesn't have to start player for their build. Yeah. Teal's not going to need to start. But that still doesn't matter. That still doesn't matter. The clay oven is still mine, even with this Market Crier nonsense. Market Crier is actually really great for me. Market Crier is incredibly good for me because I don't have any grain source. So, I mean, I have a grain source. It's sack card. I just don't want to play sack card. So, somebody delivering me grain would be so dreamy, actually, for this hand, too. Just throw me points, please. Like, also, it's late stone this game. Late stone is actually really good for my hand. Between Stonecutter, Chimney Sweep, Stone Tongs, I have a way to generate stone, and nobody's been taking much RSF. Like, RSF's gotten taken 3 times this game. Through 6... I mean, not that unusual, but, like, there's actually not that much stone in the game. Alright, not leaving 6 wood. Excellent. Excellent. I approve. Give me this reedstone into a clay oven. Oh, yeah, team. It is looking good. It's looking good. Nobody can renovate. Well, that's not true. BGA Free can renovate. BGA Free could clay carrier and renovate on me. Although he'd have to SP into renovate in order for me not to get Reno Clay Oven next round. And that seems very improbable. It's just going to be the Carrot Museum. All right. You think this has mostly been a dream start? It's been really close to dreamy, actually. I agree, Gonzo. This has been very close to actually, like, as dream. We're losing slight value on Clay Deliveryman. Clay Deliveryman's coming down a little slowly. But it's fine. This Geologist has been pretty dubious thus far, I won't lie. It's actually not done much, but it's also not clear it wasn't going to do things. The grain just got delivered, so the Clay Oven Alert has been sounded. The Clay Oven Alert has been sounded, but nobody can buy it. So, good news. Good news. As soon as somebody can Clay Oven, or as soon as somebody can renovate, we are doing that action. But until somebody can do that, I actually would like to play Oven Firing Boy here, or Clay Deliveryman. Both of them are pretty important. I really want to... Like, this board's actually so beautiful. This is a 6 clay action. This is wooden clay. This is reed clay. Like, I need a lot of these things, actually. Maybe this is not Ock this round. It might not be Ock yet. Although I need Ocks, too, to make things happen. Wow. BJ Freak takes the reed. So, we're glad. The reed pressure is super high, actually. So we're super glad that we can build rooms for cheaper. Yeah, reed is highly in demand. I might take this 6 clay if it comes to me. I might take 6 clay here just because that solves so many things. And actually, then I might not even play Clay Deliveryman. I might not even play Clay Deliveryman. Maybe it goes Stonecutter. Maybe I try to fit in Stonecutter before the Clay Oven. Oh my god, is that too greedy? Is that too hilariously greedy? God, but then we could get the Stone Oven, too. We could get both ovens when there's a Market Crier. Oh, team. Team, I might be playing Stonecutter here. I might be that greedy. Well, except I got offered 6 clay. I'm just going to take the 6 clay. I'm just going to take the 6 clay, I think. Yep. We're just going to take more clay. Now we're good. Stone Cutter, the ultimate 2 to 3 stone action. I think it's significantly more than that here. Am I still planning on Storks? I don't know if I need Storks. That's what's crazy here. Do I need Storks? Do I need Storks to get into the growth queue next? Like, who's building a room before me at this rate? I mean, I need a read action in order to build, and I need some wood. So, like, I guess there's stuff. I might not need to Storks. I'm not the player at the table who looks like they have Storks. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if I need Stork's Nest here. Early growth Storks is questionable. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's... Reed is my issue, but I'm not that hurt on Reed. I have so much, God, the wood is great too. Not taking the wood, God, is this just wood and not even Ock? Maybe this is just take wood and not Ock if I get 4 wood back. I mean, I guess green's taking 4 wood here. Sheepwell. Oh my God, I'm playing Stonecutter. I am playing Stonecutter. There's no stone in the game. There's no stone. Nobody has any stone. I could do so much improvement shenanigans this game. There's so many improvement shenanigans I could do this game. I'm going to play Stonecutter and Reno, a Clay Oven, I think. God, or is just take 4 wood better? I can just build and grow normally very soon again. Oh, there's so many things I want to do. All right, we got to pause here. I did see the challenge HIKLJ. I will do it, but this is actually a really tricky spot again. I get 6 wood next round? I'm not getting 6 wood. Why am I getting 6 wood next round? What is green opening that they're not opening 6 wood with Brook? There's no way green's not taking the wood. I get 6 more clay, but I don't even want the clay. To be fake Reed? I don't know what you're talking about, Gonzo, but that's not a thing. You missed they still had an action. Gotcha. Okay. This is also only 4 wood. God, I could just take 4 wood here and be ready to build soon. Millwright? I don't have a millwright. What are you talking about? There's no millwright in my hand. It would be 5 wood. I might get 5 wood at the start of next round. I agree with that. I might get 5 wood. I definitely agree with the chance I might get 5 wood. In which case, I just want Oven Firing Boy down. I probably should just get Oven Firing Boy down. Right? I should probably just get Oven Firing Boy down. Let's not greed the Stonecutter here. As fun as the Stonecutter plan was... I think it's more important to have the Oven Firing Boy ready to go. Especially if I get offered 5 wood at the start of next round. I need to start being able to bake and actually have infinite food. You were thinking of the VOD you were watching? You must have been thinking of the VOD, yeah. Not getting Stonecutter down here is sad. I might still play Stonecutter this game, though, because there is so little stone in the game. But you were confusing the VOD. Yeah, that's fair. Again, I get it. I get it. I do stuff like that. All right. All right, is green going to leave us 5 wood, or is green going to take all the wood here? I mean, green taking 4 wood into... Wow! Wow! Green's going to open 5 wood because they'd rather have the Brook food? No, they realize they are going to take all the wood. All right, we get slightly less than we wanted. We get slightly less than we wanted here. We're not getting a big wood stack. All the wood is getting taken. But that's okay. I can open RSF and then just take like 2 wood anyhow and then build. I should just get RSF. I should just get RSF wood build, right? RSF wood build looks very likely for me. RSF 2 wood build. That still seems incredibly good, actually. Yeah, who am I kidding? This is great. This is great still. You was around this point in the game in the video, and I had a millwright already played, and your brain combined them. Nice. So very wrong about games. Raid. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, viewers. We are playing BGA Agricola. We have a pretty sweet hand and a pretty dang good position. It's not gone absolutely perfect, but it has gone pretty close. My position looks very good, but my opponents broadly are doing pretty good things. This Carrot Museum is pretty strong, but they're growing last. This player has a ton of wood, but their long-term feeding is iffy. Oh my god, they're not taking the 6 wood. Okay. Well, team. Well, team. Whoever said we were getting the 6 wood, who wants to take 6 wood plus bake a bread with potter ceramics? I do. I do. All right. What was I saying about it not going perfect? Yeah. All right. Everything's forgiven. Everything's forgiven. Plus clay. Oh yeah, plus the clay, the geologist clay. Oh my god, 6 wood, a clay, and a bake. Oh my god, how did green open cultivator there instead of 6 wood? Oh my god, it was 6 wood and a food for them. Okay, team. Well, this is just very winning now. This is super winning now because I still get to build a clay room this round. I still get to build a clay room. Even if somebody RSFs on me, I will take a reed and a clay into build. And then I will grow in round 10. Yeah, this is great. 6 wood plus 5 food, not bad. Correct. 6 wood and 5 food. Maybe they're trying to set up storks. Oh, I agree. Who's trying to set up storks this game? BGA Freak takes RSF. That's fine. I am literally taking single reed into build a room. I'm absolutely single reed into build a room. BGA Freak is taking all this reed because BGA Freak knows he's about to get a lot of wood, and he will be able to grow again. A swing plow cultivator is now set up. That's very cool. But take the 6 wood first. Take the 6 wood first. Yeah, single reed plus clay in order to be able to build is totally fine. Normally single reed's not great, but we're doing it again. Everybody trying to set up storks but us, yeah. I really don't think I'm playing clay deliveryman this game, right? This clay deliveryman's actually just not needed, which is wild, but it's really not needed. I get to play education bonus on growth next round, which is great. I can get my veggies in fields while I start playing the rest of these things. Yeah, this game's great. This game's great. Everybody is trying to set up storks, though. The Ock pressure is crazy this game. Oh my god, that's right. I passed a field watchman, too. I forgot. Oh, and it's not even with the market crier? Oh, excellent. We have fights. We have fights. Oh my god, and the market crier giving us grain. Market crier giving us grain is so good for us. It's pretty good for BGA Freak, but like it doesn't even matter for purple now because purple wants to take their own grain manually. Oh, and the game is so wood rich, which is like great for me too. Like I'm gonna be able to fence pretty soon. I have so much food. Oh, this game. This game. Wait a sec. Actually, wait, pause. Oh wait, no, BJ Freak's going to be able to build at the start of next round. I was gonna say, can I get a double build? But I cannot get to double build here, sadly. I can't get the double build. I'm gonna have to just keep building each room single, but that's okay. Again, it's very easy to fall in the trap of not just accepting, like you should just accept. Oh, I'm growing in round 9. Oh my god, I'm growing in round 9. I forgot. Do I break 60? Probably not. The reason that I'm probably not going to break 60 is because I am still building rooms 3 separate times. And I'm not getting crazy action advantage. It's early growth. I mean, we'll see. I also agree. I don't have a lot of farm support. Like, although the plows are not that tight. Because of this swing plow and this field watchman, plowing's not that tight. I'm definitely playing Stonecutter at some point, Zach. The plan is definitely to take Stonecutter and start trying to get majors because I agree. Like, what else am I doing with this hand? And I do have a house steward. Maybe I break 60. We'll see. I'll say this. I definitely should be hitting mid-50s. This game is going well enough to definitely be mid-50s. It's just 60 is still a little hard here. Things have been going well, but I don't know about that well. Who could have predicted how hard storks would be? I mean, who could have predicted that I wasn't going to use storks? Although, to be honest, if this was like a late growth game, just imagine how good my game would be also. Also, I get 3 stone here. I will take 3 stone. I'll take 3 stone. I have time for distractions. I have time. Nobody has stone. I'll take all the stone. Give me a well. Give me a whatever. I'll do it. I mean, I should be taking wood, probably. Should I be taking wood plus a bake? Oh, actually, I do need to bake. Do I get 3 wood back? I'm hoping to get 3 wood back, I think. De-draft the stone. I mean, it's not purely just de-draft, it's so that I can, yeah, take all the ceiling this game. Um, like, I will build a well, I'll build a stone oven, I can maybe build a guild, I will eventually run out to a big stone house. Anyhow, I really want a wood action because I need more bakes. So, like, this 3 wood plus a clay would be really nice. Oh, wow. And BGA Freak is a Reedstone food fiend. And I mean, to be fair, Reedstone food looks good this game. The reed is tight. The stone is tight. But I am a little surprised over 4 wood. But I guess, again, this Carrot Museum is tricky. There's so much wood in this game because of the Carrot Museum and the Cultivator and the Bonehead and the Charcoal and the House Steward. Like, there's so much wood injection. But, all right. Give me 3 wood. Give me 3 wood. Start player again. Wow, Green's my friend. Green is my friend. You think snagging the well is a mild priority? It's on the list for sure, but it's not. If BJ Freak gets the well, honestly, I'm okay. I'm okay if BJ Freak gets a well. Green start playing all this is pretty wild. Green should not be start playing this much, but mild, not urgent. Oh, okay. I completely agree. Yep, sorry. I agree. The well is definitely a mild priority. It's a priority enough that next round might include build stonecutter, build well. Like, I think it's very conceivable that round 10 sees me doing that. Oh, also hilariously, I'm getting a stone off education bonus, aren't I? Yeah, I'm getting a stone off education bonus too. I'm growing education bonus here. So we're getting a stone of veg in a field for playing cards we want to play anyhow. Oh, education bonus, so good. So good. All right, this game's great. This game's great. What was I talking about? What was I ever talking about with this game being problematic for me? This game's so good. So good. If I get 2 reed to open next round, I mean, I have to assume green is opening 2 reed. But oh my god, 2 reed would be dreamy also for this hand. I really would like to just build and grow again soon. But we'll get there. What a great start to the weekend. I mean, the weekend's already been happening for a while. Some of us, wake up at 6, but anyhow, regardless, this is a great start. This is a great start. Bell Founder Clay Carrier team, it's happening. Bell Founder Clay Carrier. Oh boy. All right. You already played a full round of disc golf. Exactly. There was already time to do things today. With that said, it's fairly early in the weekend. It is good. Some of us wake up in Europe. Well, that too, exactly. This stream needs more caterwauling. Things have gone very well now. Now we've gotten a game of Agricola where things have mostly gone correct. We had some issues in the early rounds, but now it's all good. How do I know we're winning if we're not caterwauling? Well, this is the rare situation where I'm so far ahead and my game is so good that I'm the first of 4 family members. I have perfect food. I have ceiling. My farming's a little tricky, but again, the swing plow cultivator is already plowed out. There's a field watchman. I don't think plows are that contested. I need to start taking them. I need wood for fencing, but I already have 8 wood. Like, I would love to get 2 reed here. If I don't get 2 reed, I might still open RSF, but we'll see. You respectfully requested channel point redemption to say something salty. I will just grant that to you. So what am I going to be salty about? God, what is there to be salty about at this point? I had to go 4th a bunch early still. I mean, that was unfortunate. I am a little sad I didn't do what Zach said. Like, taking the 4 food fishing was probably wrong. I probably was supposed to just SP and play Clay Oven. Although, I mean, it's turned out very well. What else is there to be salty about? Green's going to take my reed here. I did pass on Milk Jug. And it does turn out I still need more food because I need so many bake actions. Wow, it's not 2 reed. It's play more ox. Okay, sure. Give me the 2 reed. Please let me have 2 reed. Lets me build the next room. 2 reed lets me build 2 rooms. Actually, I just build 2 rooms here because I played House Steward. Because there's Master Builder in the draft, I need to build 2 rooms. I need to go for a 6-room house, actually. Yeah, I have to double build. I passed a master builder, and I played house steward. So... Oh, there is a millwright. Green is going to build in front of me. Green is going to build in front of me via millwright. They might just take the 2 reed now. They might realize how ridiculous that is compared to just taking 2 reed. But we'll see. That feeling when it's not 2 reed, it's 2 reed clay. Oh my god, I know. The 2 reed clay action. Oh, the geologist giving us all this clay we don't actually need. We got so much. Who would have known that we were going to get multiple 6 clay actions this game, though, right? Like, but we did get 2 6 clay actions. And then we have geologist shenanigans, so, like, whatever. Should green even build? Look, I'm not sure green should build. Don't get me wrong. Green probably should just fence first. It's a great time to fence, but green is going to go for the build line. So should I become the first to fence? I agree green should be fencing, but should I just take wood fence? I'm not sad about that option. I also could just get my stonecutter played and take the well. That's probably actually what I should do here. Just get this stonecutter out. Guaranteeing I'm the only stone house. Yeah, nobody else is renovating. Nobody else is renovating. It's what happens every time I take chimney sweep, I swear. I swear, nobody else cares. But alright, time to start taking the imps. Time to start taking improvements and plowing and taking wood. We'll let other people fence and hold the animals. We wanted that reed, but like I could take reedstone food actions, but I need 3 reeds still. Needing 3 reeds still here is a bit of a problem. Needing all that reed is definitely a little bit of a problem here. If green doesn't build this round, it lets me reedstone food into build so that I can grow in round 11. I will do that, but I probably am just taking more reedstone food actions, which means I really have to like get the well and the stone oven here because I have so much stone now. So much stone. I'm going to build the well, I think, with my next action. And I will build the stone oven soon. But say something nice about Purple's game. Purple's game was really nice. Like, Purple being able to build with stables and then taking, like, 5 or 6 sheep and playing sheep well. That's like a really fun, nice sequence. Purple looks like they're... I actually don't know about this grain plow from Purple. Purple also should be taking wood and fencing first. But anyhow, Purple still did really nice things with these breeding sheep and stuff. Their food's been excellent. It feels like a game where the muck rake would have been better than the sack cart. It turns out. But how am I supposed to know somebody's going to actually market cry to give me grain? If people weren't market crying to give me grain, like SP sack cart here to give me grain would actually be quite good, I think. But as is. Green didn't build yet. Purple looks to be an okay spot still. I agree, Purple's spot is still fine. I just think Purple didn't need to grain plow first action here. I think Purple should be taking wood and fencing. But they probably still can do that, so whatever. I'm just building the well. Yeah, I think we're going to go into slight imp spam. Now, imp spam, again, is actually not as strong as just building a pretty farm. But I'm ruling that I can build a pretty farm and do some imp spam. So, yeah. I would love to plow and take 3 wood. Plowing and taking 3 wood this round still looks really good. Wow, interesting. Teal's growing before their final action. This is also a great example of how Carrot Museum can go wrong. I mean, the Carrot Museum's not that wrong. The Carrot Museum's not going that wrong. Is it? I mean, BJ Freak's game's still pretty well here. Like, he also is now at 4 family members. His food is great. He's going to get a ton of wood to help fence. Like, I don't know. It looks fine. This might be straw thatched roof. Is this possibly a field watch one that has a straw thatched roof that for some reason didn't run straw thatched roof early? Because focusing on these 3 grain fields looks very straw thatched roof to me. This looks like Eric might be trying to build rubes and contest the house steward. It looks like a lot of people might be killing themselves on house steward here. Oh, wow. Green is not building. Okay, well, pivot time, team. Pivot time. Remember how I said I wanted to take wood and plow? I want to RSF and build another room. I get to grow again next round. I get to grow again next round if I RSF into build. Playing Mining Hammer after Reno is very sad. It might be correct, but it's sad. Okay, and they undo.
Like, not getting the stable from it's sad, but pivot. I mean, if they're gonna let me grow again next round, I'm gonna grow again. It's a little sad to, like, there's so many good actions on this board, but if the board's gonna keep having good actions, I want a 5th family member. Like, give me more family members if you're gonna keep letting me take great actions. Okay, they are gonna build. They're gonna build. They realized the problem. They realized the issue. They should build before Reno, I guess. Sure. All right. Having 3 additional actions seems strong. Yeah, it turns out green is caught me with the undo again, but that's fine because now I just go back to the alternative, which is plow and wood. Their clay allows 1 more room. Yeah, exactly. They have enough clay that except now they don't have enough clay because now they just spent they were about to spend a clay on a stable with their feed fences, but they undo. They can't spend clay for a stable anymore because they need the 4 clay to renovate with. They should build 1 stable out of wood actually because of the feed fence, and then eventually grow mining hammer and get your other 2 stables on renos. But the reno queue is bad here this game. The reno queue is definitely bad. I might not get to stone because other people might be fighting me. So I do want to make sure to get to stone. But my read tempo is bad here. The read pressure is a slight problem, and I really want to double build. I want to build 2 rooms. So like I have some slight issues for sure, but it's okay. I'm plowing here. Time to get some fields out. I presumably am building rooms here, so I'm plowing these spaces, and then possibly these spaces, and I'm possibly fencing tight, so maybe I should be building stables eventually, because I need to take a... The one issue with this game plan is I have to use a lot of actions to keep taking wood, so because I want to keep taking wood, I probably should build stables when I build rooms, so that I can keep justifying taking wood for fences. Because wood is a mandatory action for me to keep feeding. Like, I'm taking a wood action as my last action here, even if it's the 2 wood spot, because I need to bake. I need to keep baking bread. I mean, the dream is to get this back, but I don't know what people are doing on this board besides taking wood. I mean, I guess purple could fence, but I think purple's start playering. I think this is start player straw thatched into room builds, is my guess, which... Everybody going for multiple rooms means that I'm getting a lot of value from growing 2nd and the 1st to 4. So that part's nice. Gosh, this reedstone food's mildly tempting though too. Like I need reed. I need 3 reed still, right? But this is straw thatched. Feels like 2 more rooms is perfectly fine. This game feels simpler if we stay on 4. I think because of House Steward and clay supports and my resources, I think I'm definitely supposed to continue to contest House Steward. That's not a great field location if I end on 5 rooms. I'm not ending on 5 rooms. I'm going for 6 rooms. Like, I guess you're correct that I should have plowed these spots, though. You are correct. I should have been plowing here. I committed a little hard to 6 rooms now. I committed a little hard to 6 rooms, but... It's okay. All right, real question. Is purple going to build 2 rooms to open this round? My guess is the answer is yes, and so the game is going to look more wood tight because green just built a wood room, and I think purple's about to build multiple wood rooms. So I'm going to start taking more wood. Going to start taking more wood. Partly because it's also how I feed. I still need to keep worried about that feeding thing. Building the stone oven this round looks good. Stone oven for more feeding looks lovely. I'm all about that. This round includes, yeah, take wood, take stone oven, plow, take RSF, possibly play clay deliveryman still, although... Is playing clay deliveryman for a veg and 3 clay okay? It probably is okay. Clay supply also. SP clay supply here actually for plow so. Wow, carpenter. Okay. So, who knows how many rooms purple's building? Pretty sure Reno to Stone's straightforward. The Reno to Stone's pretty important. The biggest difficulty with Reno to Stone is that my build tempo is bad, right? My build and Reno tempo is a little bad because I don't have read. BGA Freak builds the next room instead of purple. Yeah, so the build queue is also just horrendous because everybody wants to build too many rooms. This might just be start player clay supply so that I get Plowso or I get just a free family growth. I don't hate SP clay supply this round. I don't know if it's a priority though. Like RSF is a good action. At least urgent with. I mean, everybody's getting to 5 family members this game for sure. There's too many effing rooms being built. Yeah, way too many rooms being built. I really don't like BGA Freak building that room. I understand that he has a ton of veggies and can get wood back, but like, God, somebody should be fencing. I guess it's me. I guess I'm fencing first. The Reno queue opens up a little. Wow, but they're not building wood rooms. Okay, so the wood pressure is not what I thought. Okay, they get a hearth. Cool. Okay, so they might be taking more clay. God, I don't know. There's so many good things to do. Would I ever take 2 reed first action next round? 2 reed's very high on the list. 2 reed's very high on my list. I think reed has to be high on my list. I absolutely want to build 2 rooms for this house steward stuff. I don't see any good reason that I shouldn't have house steward points and like just fill my board. I think I'm still building stables. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to just fence first instead, but I need 3 reed, exactly. I need reed. I am just going to plow again. As long as plow is going to be here, I'm going to plow, I think. Although it is 3 wood and a clay. Ah, God, it's very good also. All right, wait a sec. How much do I need this field compared to 3 wood and clay? And how much do I need all of that compared to RSF? Maybe I should take the 3 wood. Eric can fence, but who? The wood is very bad for everybody else. It's 3. It is 3 wood and 5 food, yes, but I should just take the 3 wood. I should just take the 3 wood. The plow is good, but the wood pressure is crazy, actually. Green has no wood for fencing, and teal has no wood. Like, teal is going to have wood at the end of round 12, but I should just fence. Like, I should just fence soon. I could just fence and take sheep this round even? I don't know. I have so many good things to do. This is one of those games where I'm a little annoyed that everybody else is fighting so hard to build and grow because they're... they should be building a damn farm and just let me grow like nuts. And then I still would build a farm, apparently, because nobody's contesting farm stuff. But... whatever. We have so much good stuff to do here. It's good. RSF and 2 reed next round I'm a set. Yeah, I think that's basically the plan. I think the plan is to take an RSF. I think the plan is to take a reed stone and then hope that I get 2 reed next round. Like, I don't know who needs 2 reed next round. Now, I'm not getting build next round. That's the scarier part. Like, I don't get to build until round 13. And then I have to still try to get in the Reno queue. So I have to try to build in round 13 and then Reno sometime in here still. So that's annoying. But, meh. We'll live. Like, we're still doing good things. But I still have quite a bit to do. I need to play 2 ox. I need to take that reed. I need to build. I need to reno. I need to build fences. I need to plow a little. So, like, there's a lot to do. The upshot is we have infinite food. The downside is basically all my opponents have infinite food because everybody's added tons of food to this game. This 3 field rotation is actually a lot of food. This hearth, breeding sheep, other stuff is a lot of food. This guy has a ton of food, milk jug, whatever. So like my easy, this Potter Ceramics, while great, is not actually as great as it could be. Did I get a read from Edu? No, I don't. I played education bonus too late. The read comes on your 3rd ox, and I played education bonus after I already played 3 ox. So. Yep, read's 3rd on it, so I didn't get it, but again, it's fine. It's fine. It is a slight bummer. Turns out we could have used more reed. Everybody wanted reed. Which, I mean, again, like, whatever, it's fine. But, hey, green's going to start player again for us, though. Alright, that's fine. That means that I get 2 reed next round. And they get their mining hammer out. Lovely. Oh, wow, they don't have enough clay for Reno anymore. They actually did spend a clay. Oh, that's so gross. And now they undo again. They catch me with the classic undo. They don't actually do what they're doing. Alright, whatever. Somebody else can start player on me, I think. Well, or should I start player? No, I should just RSF and take the stone oven, right? Yeah. I kind of like just reed stone and stone oven. Kind of like just read stone and stone oven. Do I RSF this round? Yeah, I do. I do RSF this round. Oh no, major gets taken. The pottery goes, is my guess. My guess is this is pottery. Although pottery with bell founder is a little weird. Wow, it's the joinery with wood expert. Sure. Sure, you can do that. All right, so I could start player. Play supply. Isn't it fence and sheep? It could have been fence into sheep. It turned out that's not what I did. Is that correct? I don't know. If I stone oven, I have to take a stone action. Yeah, but do I not? I don't know. I'll take a stone action. I'll take a stone action. I don't know. I don't care. Maybe it's wrong. I don't know. Maybe I don't need the stone oven. It's just cheap and it's points. I like lots of points, but okay. I want to read next round. Do I get to read next round if I start player and then take whatever flips? Is start player even a good action for me? I don't know if I care. I don't know if I care. If I build the stone oven, even if I play chimney sweep, I still have to. Should I fence here? I could fence now. I could fence now. The slight issue with fencing is that I don't know the correct amount to fence. But I guess I'm also going to be offered like 3 sheep and 2 pigs next round. I don't even know if I take the animal pairs early next round, but I guess everybody has food, so who does need to? Any idea what's coming up for me after this game? I don't know. Not sure you love this position. Do we really have time to complete farm? I don't know we have time to really do a lot with our farm. I agree. That's part of the actual issue here. Like, a lot of things have actually become slightly awkward in this game. I need to play 2... I have 12 actions left after this round. So let's say I fence here. I need to take 2 read. I need to build. I need to renovate. I need to play Ak. I need to take some animals. That's actually not that many actions. I need to grow. I want to plow one more time. It's not that many actions. I think it is time to fence. I think I agree. Now, the bigger question is, how many spaces am I fencing? I think the answer is I think I am just fencing 12. I think I'm just fencing 12 because I already have a field off education bonus. And I can build stables. Well, a stable, right? I need 2 wood for the room. I only need 2 wood for the rooms. Maybe it is fence 15. I have a field coming off. I have 1 field off education bonus though. I don't know if I like fencing that many spaces. I'm just gonna fence tight. I don't think there's a constable. I still want to take more. I probably want to take 1 more wood action anyhow. I do need 6 rooms. I need 6 rooms. So stone oven maybe is still actually just wrong. And that's fine. I don't know if I have time for stone oven anymore. And it's okay. I don't need it. I do think I need to take 1 more wood action though, just because I eventually need to bake 1 more time. And I think now wood is pretty good. Like 3 wood is 2 points and a feeding action, and it continues to deny food to others. My dream of getting the sheep next round is gone, but that's where your calc was off. You were thinking 5 room. I still need to go 6 room. I passed a master builder in the draft, and I played a house steward. So I think I need to go to 6 rooms. I'm still not convinced that Eric isn't even going to try to go for like 7 rooms, unfortunately, with Carpenter's Field Watchman. I don't actually know how many rooms Eric's planning on. But yeah. Who has Master Builder? I don't know who has Master Builder. It's possible Master Builder's not getting played, but there is a Master Builder, and I don't really see a good reason I shouldn't just build 6 rooms. Also, BGA Freak is probably the person I'm actually most concerned about beating me, and maybe that's a wrong read, but if BGA Freak is my biggest competition, making sure he doesn't get House Steward points is pretty worthwhile. And if he has Master Builder, it's very important. If he doesn't have Master Builder, then I'm just taking the points away from him. Purple still might do that, although Purple's committed to 5 rooms here, it looks like. It's going to force BGA Freak to grow first action. I might get Plow So here, and I don't even know if I take it, because 2 reads that important for me. Yeah, I think 2 reads just that important for me, actually. I think I have to take 2 read and Clay here first action, even if I get offered Plow So. This guy's going to take Plow So, right? With Cultivator, he's still just going to Plow So anyhow. This is just going to be Plow So anyhow, I think. I think that's my read. I think they're going to Plow So anyhow. Or they start player for growth. Yeah, they start. Okay, they're plowing. I'm going to take 2 read. That way I'm ready to build next round. And then I should be ready to renovate also very quickly, because the Reno queue is horrendous. The Reno queue is absolutely horrendous. BGA Freak is not ready to renovate in the slightest. Green is also not ready to renovate. The Reno queue is horrible. Absolutely awful. People are not ready. I'm taking this read. That is the plan. Plan is to have this read. If somebody else takes the 2 pigs on me, so be it. I really think I just want read. I want to play an Ock. I would like the pigs, but I can live without them. I need to play 2 more Ocks this game. I need to play 2 Ocks. I guess Fodder Planner here is pretty sweet if I get an animal pair. But I need to play 2 Ocks because of Education bonus. Education bonus means my next Ox come with a veg in a field. So as long as they do anything beyond literally just giving me a veg in a field, it's great. Plow So is super strong for green. Yep. And if I don't get that 2 read, I basically need to give up on Reno. It's not that I have to give up on Reno. I think if I don't get that read, I have to give up on House Steward. And giving up on House Steward and building more rooms is pretty sad given the resources I left myself with. Like, building rooms and a stable is a lot of points, and it's pretty necessary given that I fence small. So, yeah. Plow is still a good action too, everybody. I forgot to list Plow as a thing to do this round, but animals, Ock, all good things to do. Animals and Ock are important. A 3rd field's good. I mean, I still dream of 5 fields. Like, continuing to plow is great. Like, I will happily plow. Green's going to hand me Plow So next round, because Green will I'm getting a Plow So next round, so I definitely want to Ock and get this veggie out. I definitely want to get an Ock so I can get a veggie, but I think I got to take the 2 pigs right now. Well, wait, I also have 3... Wait, this wood action I talked about. Wait a sec. If I'm building room and stables, this is 2 more stables. This is a 2-point action, and it bakes bread, which I still need to do at least once more to get through this game, food-wise. And I don't really want to do it any other time. I actually think it's 3 wood. I think if I lose the pigs, it's sad, but I actually think it's more important to get another bake bread action out of the way, because I don't know when else I'm getting this bake bread action in, and without it, things are rough. But with it, things are great. Also, putting the wood pressure is really annoying on everybody else. This is better? Yeah, I think it is. I mean, it's sad if I don't get the pigs. It's really sad if I don't Ock. But I think I get Ock back most of the time. I'm probably not getting the pigs. My animals are probably going to suffer because of this. But I am getting Plow So next round. It's too bad I can't grow with Storks as a flex. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Then pigs, Ock, Plow, Ock, finish, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Pigs into Ock is still very good here. Yeah, pigs into Chimney Sweep is very good. If pigs and Plow both go, I can Ock. Yeah, Ock gets taken though. I have to continue to ignore pigs here. I have to Ock here. I'm getting pigs. I have to Ock though. I need the Ock down too bad, and I'm not necessarily getting pigs now. This livestock feeder would happily take the pigs on the wheel. I think I have to Ock though, because not getting Ock is really bad for me. Because I'm getting Plow So next round, and because I just need this chimney sweep down for Reno timing, I think I have to just get this Ock out. Nobody renovating this round is... Oh, wait, no, purple might renovate this round. Oh, wait, no, they're out of actions. Oh my god, purple not... Nobody renovating this round is insanity. The Reno queue is absurd. I'm not actually even sure I can afford Plow So next round, because I might get Reno blocked. You feel like channel points are earned more slowly now. The pigs do get taken, which was the expectation. I probably just take single cow now. But yeah, the Reno queue is absolutely awful. It is so horrendously bad. I gotta Plow So next round, right? I gotta just Plow So. I guess taking a grain or taking a veg here are also point. Oh no, I don't have an extra field. What am I talking about? I don't have the extra field until I Ock. Yeah, I just take a cow. I mean, I'm triggering Milk Jug. I did forget about Milk Jug food. That might have made the 3-wood a little less important, but... Meh, oh well. Okay, yeah, the Reno queue is actually awful. It is actively horrendous, and I definitely could get Reno blocked. Eric is already ready to renovate to stone. BGA Freak can like take 4 clay here and clay carrier himself into Reno. Do I need a clay action to build my additional 2 rooms? No, I have clay supports. So clay supports means I get to build these rooms for 2 clay, 1 wood, and 1 reed. So I have the ability to build 2 rooms and 3 stables. So that's a very good action for me. But yeah, the bigger issue is this Reno queue. BGA Freak is just going to Reno first action. So like the scary part about this round is like, is green going to try to muscle their way into the Reno queue? Oh wait, green can't muscle their way. Well, no, green can muscle their way into the Reno queue. It's very ugly, but green might not have better things to do, although they probably do. But why not 4 stables? It costs 2 wood for my rooms. Each room costs 1 wood still. Each room costs a wood. So I only have 6 wood for stables. 2 of the wood are for the rooms. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if I Plow So first action. I literally don't know if I Plow So first action because the Reno queue is that bad. If I Plow So, like if I build rooms here, I'm a threat to start player into like Reno. Not Plow Soing is a little nuts, but also who's Plow Soing? Like if Teal Plow Sows, they're not getting Reno this round. God, they might Plow So though. Is it acceptable to give Teal Plow So here? I mean, Teal already at 30 is kind of nutso. How is Teal at 30 actually? Is a good question without renovating. Where are Teal's points? This doesn't look like a lot of points to me. I guess joinery and then Carrot Museum are some points and the loom and you got some stables and you got 2 fences. But this is actually a little scary to be 30 given how yucky this board already looks. And that they have 10 actions left. But although their points are also House Steward points, and they're about to lose House Steward, although they might still have Master Builder. I might build rooms and stables first action. God, ignoring this Plow So is nutso, but am I too worried about this Reno? Am I too worried about the Reno? I actually don't know. I don't think I am too worried about the Reno. I think the Reno is actually really important for my win condition. As nice as the Plow So is, I don't know if it's actually my win condition. Exactly, I can sneak in start player this way. But if I'm not ready to renovate here, I don't know if I can threaten start player. I don't know that I'm able to threaten start player for Reno. Wow, BGA Freak doesn't Reno. If purple starts, though, it's brutal. Not anymore. Now it's fine. Like, BGA Freak ignored their Reno. I'm ready to Reno right now. Exactly. Like, if I get Reno back, I Reno. But Eric is going to Reno, I assume. Which means I'm going to start player and BGA Freak's going to lock in their Reno. But if I start player, I can lock in Plowstone next round. Wow. Okay, no, I just get Reno this round. Okay. Nope, we should just Reno. We should just renovate. We should just renovate and let everybody else worry about the Reno queue. They can all... I mean, unfortunately, BGA Freak probably start players here. BGA Freak's probably going to start player. So that's the sucky news. But Millwright also means that green can renovate, though. Everybody can renovate right now. So everybody wants to renovate. I'm going to renovate. Like, what on earth are people doing? They're not reading the Reno pressure. That's what they're doing. I'm taking a pottery also, by the way. Reno pottery? Yes, please. Nobody actually needs to take clay anymore, so like I can take clay next round for a couple points. Yeah, this is fine. Insane of purple to grow instead of Reno. Yeah, no, purple not renovating there and growing instead was absolutely insane. This is nuts. So green will not Plowstone next round. Everyone else is gonna have to Reno first move. Plowstone is gonna be Moine. Exactly, I get Plowstone anyhow. Wow, and teal didn't start player. And purple's not starting? Do people not understand that Millwright means that green can Reno? I'm assuming the answer is they don't, but there is a horrible Reno queue, everybody. I can't believe that Plow got taken, but whatever. There's a horrible Reno queue. You can see how much that build Reno swung the scoreboard. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Build Reno was huge for me. I'm at 38, and I still have a grow action next round. My Ock action comes with a field. I was about to take these sheep because I would get a sow with them, which would have been nice. But I can probably just take this cow as a 2-point action. My actions are probably cow and Ock, actually. Right? Cow and Ock, because then I get to sow. Although sowing doesn't really matter here. Although actually I don't want to sow grain. I want to sow veggies. Maybe sowing does still matter. Oh no, it does matter. Purple probably misread that me and green could Reno. I agree that people clearly messed up. I agree. Clearly the issue was like Chimney Sweep was a tricky Reno. Millwright was a tricky Reno. But everybody's ignoring the Reno queue still. Cow Ock is dope. I agree Cow Ock is dope. But do I get Ock back for sure? I don't actually know if that's true. But I should get Pig back if I don't get Ock back. And not getting Ock back is acceptable. It's just not preferable. But Ock would be really good, yeah. Anyhow, say something nice about Purple's game. Again, Purple set up really nice stuff with these breeding sheep. This Field Watch and Straw Thatched Roof stuff is actually pretty good too. Like that's some nice, fun ideas. The problem is, there's a Reno queue. You need to start player. Please start player Purple and block Teal's renovate. Don't let Teal get Reno fences. Field Watch and Straw Thatch came way too late. I mean, broadly, I agree. To be fair, if I was in Purple's chair this game, I just open Field Watchman, plow 3 fields, run Straw Thatched early. Like, I don't really agree with building and growing. With that said, Purple did get to grow first, right? Oh no, Purple grew third. Yeah, it was probably wrong, but it's fine. The charcoal seems insane. Look, to be clear, I also don't like the charcoal burner from Purple. I never like charcoal burner really, but this is another game that shows me why I don't like charcoal burner. They played charcoal burner, and they triggered it themselves twice, and I triggered it when I built the clay oven. They've gotten 3 procs out of it, but some of those came. I guess at least. Well, no, this hearth came pretty late, so it was a 2 wood 2 food action early. Except actually, it cost a food to play, and it caused them weird tempo issues. Like, every time I watch Lumen play Charcoal Burner on stream, I mostly cringe. Lumen has had like 1 or 2 Charcoal Burner games that still go well, but I can't believe how Lumen values Charcoal Burner in this format still, because to me it's insane. Like, Charcoal Burner has no value in this format. There are so few games where food and wood are tight, where Charcoal Burner gives you wood and food. And then there's way too many games like this where there's so much wood and there's so much food that people don't even care to build cookeries. And so charcoal can be a gamble. So I guess maybe that's the problem. Like, it can crash so hard though. So like, why value it? Why care about it? Wow, green is taking clay. That makes my pottery just slightly sad. But we do get Ock back. Things still look really good here. Although they don't quite look 60 points good because we didn't get to build and grow anywhere near as fast as I was hoping to. And these queues here at the end are horrible. And I'm probably going last this round. Like, teal should be starting for Reno fences, right? No, wow. Well, teal can still... Wait, teal has back-to-back actions. Teal can still start player here. Well, wait, no, teal has guaranteed Reno. Teal doesn't have to start player for Reno. It was purple that had to start player to Reno. Which is so sad! I would have got another... I am going to be the only stone house this game. How is it that... I swear that I have the worst chimney sweeps. I have the worst chimney sweeps. Chimney sweep almost always is garbage for me because nobody renovates. Why do I wind up in games where everybody decides to play big house games and everybody... No, why did nobody want Storks this game also? Everybody pretended they were playing Stork's Nest big house games when that's what I wanted to do. Nobody decided to just do good farming. I mean, whatever. It's fine ultimately. Like, my game's still quite good, obviously, but very weird. Start thinking about final farm layout. I love taking RSF and correctly values taking stone when it piles up. Why does nobody else get to stone? I mean, so fair enough, HIKLJ. That's definitely part of it, right? I took several RSFs and other people were not. Like, this action has actually probably been criminally underutilized this game. And then also, yeah, it was a double late stone game and I somehow got 3 stone. And I also did draft both Chimney Sweep and Stone Cutter. So I drafted all the stone and I took all the stone from the board. And now nobody's actually renovating. So there is that, but... all right, what are we doing, team? What are we doing? We're hoping that we get Plow Sow, which we're getting Plow Sow, right? How are we not getting Plow Sow? Like, green is not opening Plow Sow. They'd be absolutely ludicrous. So, oh yeah, I'm not eating this pottery clay, right? Do I need this pottery clay? No, I don't. I'm good. I'm good. I don't actually want to do that, sorry. Let's just pay for the harvest. I could open 3 wood if I want to get insanely spicy, just because of fence pressure. No, I'll just take Plow Sow. I'll just take Plow Sow. That's the madness we like to see. I'll just take Plow Sow. It blocks BJ's Reno because he's gonna have... Well, I'm not sure that's true, Gray. Are we absolutely positive that green is opening red fence? Are we absolutely positive green's actually opening red fence? Because, to be clear, all 3 of these players had multiple opportunities to renovate or start player, and all of them chose not to care. All of them were like, I don't care that there's a Reno queue. I'm going to get blocked. Is 2 boar better than Plow Sow? No, I gotta just take Plow Sow, guys. I gotta just take Plow Sow. Hey, Gordon. Welcome. Welcome. I gotta just open Plow Sow. I might get the boars back anyhow. Like, we aren't short on sowing, so it's just a plow. Well, I mean, I'm short on fields, though, HIKLJ. The fields matter a lot. I'm not short on sowing because I don't have fields to put crops into. Like, I need fields to put crops into. I'd happily Plow Sow and then plow because of fodder planner. The pigs are not better. I don't think that's possibly true. I don't have fields. Unless you guys think I wheel Plow Sow. I think it's much more likely I wheel the pigs. There's horrible Reno issues happening here. I mean, I guess purple takes the pigs and doesn't take Plow Sow. Okay, maybe there is... We'll see what green opens with. We'll see what green opens with. Plow Sow is only 2 points. All right, let's... Is this actually true? Are you people all... How is Plow Sow only 2 points? I don't understand. I think Plow Sow is clearly 3 points. Also, for the record, Green does open 3 wood because there is no reno queue in anybody's mind. So people have to renovate. People have to renovate, so maybe I can take the boars because I should just get plow sow back. It's 3 point because you sowed the veg. Boar gives you 2 sows. Okay, I understand that boar gives me 2 sows. I understand that. But I still need the field badly. But I guess you're right. 3rd point mod check. No, you guys are probably right. The boars actually probably are better. I should just take the boars here anyhow, though, because I'm getting plow sow back. I'm just getting plow sow back. These people have to renovate. These people have to renovate. Oh no, Green. Everybody keeps ignoring the reno. Everybody is missing the reno shenanigans of each other. I think everybody missed my chimney sheep. I think everybody missed the straw thatched roof. And I think everybody has missed the millwright. To be honest, I don't know that purple is going to block Green's reno. I don't think green or purple know that they can get blocked. I don't think either of them are seeing each other's reno blocks. So I don't know who's going to get renovation blocked because I don't think any of them have figured out that they're getting blocked yet. I don't think green has missed his millwright. I think you're all wrong. I think green is missing the fact that he can get reno blocked. I think everybody is missing the fact they can get reno blocked here. Except BGA Freak. BGA Freak correctly has read that he could get reno blocked. He does not have Master Builder, though, so that's nice to see. The bad side is BGA Freak is 1 point behind me. So that's scary. Hey, I do get my chimney sweep point, though. There we go. You don't think green knows he can reno? I think green knows he can reno. I think green is getting blocked. Why else would he take clay? He didn't need to take clay for millwright. Oh, no, that's actually a good point. That's a good point. Maybe you're right. Maybe he didn't. Oh, nope, he just said forgot about the straw hut. Nope, he did know he could reno, and he forgot about the straw hut. Forgot about the straw thatched roof. Yeah. All right, we get Plowso back. Is Plowso actually my best action, though? Do I even Plowso this action? Wait a sec. Is this insane? Am I supposed to take this? Like, I guess I have to take Plowso. Purple will take Plowso now. BJ Freak can't plow, which is fun. And purple, I probably wheel plow. I could probably Plowso into grow. Yeah, I think I get to Plowso, plow, grow. Yeah, it opens up plow, exactly, yeah. I think Plowso into plow is best. And this sheep is actually no points for BGA Freak, right? Yeah, I mean, this sheep's no points for him. I mean, the sow is only 1 point for him. The upshot is BGA Freak doesn't have a lot of points here, right? BGA Freak's pretty point capped. I have very good actions left. Plow, sow, plow, or I can plow or take this clay, and I still grow. So I should still hit mid-50s, I think, but it's too bad I don't have one more action because grain's a 2 point action. If I get all these plows, maybe. That might be true, but I mean, I don't even know what I'm getting for sure. Like, I'll take plow sow, but then, you know, like, yeah. I'm just gonna take plow sow, and then I'll get plow, or I'll get 4 clay. Why am I eating a veg? Oh, I'm sowing a veg. Sorry, you didn't say eating. You feel bad for Green. He's just sitting there pondering his life decisions that led him to this point. How am I sowing a veg? I harvest a veg in the harvest phase, and then I sow a veg with fodder planter. That's how that's going to work. That's how that's going to work. You forgot the order of fodder. Yep, no, that's fine. Fodder plan is tricky like that. It's very easy to mix that stuff up. All right, team, how wild is it? How wild is it that we didn't play Clay Supply or Clay Deliveryman this game, and instead we played Geologist? We played Geologist instead of these cards, and we somehow, yeah. Oh, what a nuts time. God, and there was still that Bellfounder. I could have just had a Bellfounder game. Oh, well. What I really should have done is I should have finally followed up on Chris Ho's challenge from ages ago. I finally should have just done the 10-point Bellfounder, because Clay Supply, Clay Deliveryman, Bellfounder is like the only ways that you could actually get, and Potter Ceramics. Like, this actually was the game that I could have tried using Bellfounder as a points engine. The biggest issue with that is I could have never stockpiled the clay for building rooms, so I think it all falls apart. But, yeah. How many Geologists did I get this game? Probably only like 5 or 6, to be honest. Grow, 4 clay, plow, sow, sheep. Any of those are good. Yeah. I think Geologist is like 5 or 6. I agree. Hey, the Master Builder. It does exist. Very glad that we built the other room. Glad that Purple did not choose to build more rooms. That's fine that they're tying me on House Steward. Totally fine. We do get plow back, and then we still get grow. So plowing and growing seems great. I'll accept. Also, Teal cannot play their final Ock, or are they out Ocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, they did it. Teal had a final Ock that they might have just got blocked on, so that's nice. That's handy, if so. Also, God, how good would it have been if I had a 5th action this game earlier, though, everybody? It's so sad everybody else had to build so many rooms. If I could have built and grown just a little easier, a little sooner, like I still don't have a sheep. That's a 2-point action. I could take more clay as a 2-point action. I never got a 5th field, but that one is a 2-point action. Like the path to 60 is pretty obvious at this point, but it involved my opponents letting me build and grow just a little more aggressively than I got to. So, oh well. 10-point Bellfounder, yeah. What did I take over Clay Buyer? I took Oven Firing Boy. I really wanted Clay Carrier, but Clay Carrier came with Oven Firing Boy. It was the 3rd pick of the draft. I already had Potter Ceramics, obviously, and I'm looking at a pack that has Clay Carrier and also has Oven Firing Boy. And while I think Oven Firing Boy is going to wheel, I can't risk that, right? I have to take the Oven Firing Boy and I hope that I wheel the Clay Carrier. And now the Clay Carrier turned out to not make it very far at all, which is kind of wild to me because that pack had pretty good cards. But I think that's correct. I think I have to take the Oven Firing Boy. There was actually no other baked bread enablers that came this game, and then Potter Ceramics is pretty bad. So I mean, the Oven Firing Boy definitely turned out to be correct, and the game just turned out very clay rich anyhow. But yeah, I was sad to not get Clay Carrier for sure. How does Potter Ceramics Bellfounder work? It's awkward. It's very awkward. That's actually where Geologist and Clay Deliveryman all kind of combine, I think, to make Potter Ceramics Bellfounder viable, but it might not even be, so. You think only 5 or 6 isn't bad when it comes to Geologist? Oh, I completely agree. It's just, the thing is, I still played a Geologist when I could have just played a Clay Deliveryman. And so then you're like, this was only 5 or 6 clay, this is 8 clay? And so then you start being like, Now, the upshot is the dream is the Geologist clays a little bit sooner, and maybe some of that sooner clay matters. And that part's kind of true. I did wind up taking Reed plus clay in round 1, and so maybe it still was fine, but 9 clay, or whatever, I'm saying numbers, but thank you. I needed the clay earlier and got it earlier. Yeah, you think in round 15 we'd push 70? Yeah, we'll hit 60 in round 15, yeah, that would be nice. I may as well grow with an improvement I don't actually have, but may as well block this space. I could play the Clay Supply, but may as well block this space in case Purple has an improvement. If I was forced to add round 15 in the game, what would the action space do? Interesting question. What would the action space do? I think I would add another bake bread spot. I don't think it'd be plow fence. I do think it might be another fence action though. Would I have it be bake bread and fences? I'm not even sure that's a good enough space. It's round 15. We can go wild, right? Plow fence bake. I might let it be plow fence bake. Yeah, that might be fun. Just a straight up 3 victory point action space. Yeah, that's actually very reasonable too. Just straight up, you go here and you get points. Oh, round 15 would completely change the game. Correct. It would be absolutely ludicrous. Like the game. It's so hard to say what you would actually do. The game looks so weird and different with a round 15. So with round 15 and a double harvest after. Yeah, I don't know. The game's so different, but maybe. Build a room for free, plus take 1 animal each day, plus reno your house to gold. Nice, Gordon. You're thinking big for me while I was thinking small thoughts. I was just thinking of some silly add an extra bake action or something. I do think adding an extra bake action in the end game isn't crazy. In games where bakes are tight, having only 1 bake available in round 14 after this harvest can be really brutal for the baking games. So adding an extra bake spot, I think, would be nice, though. Like, there are definitely games where I think there's too much pressure on, like, just baking bread. Now, you could argue people are supposed to set up other feeding engines, but baking bread is already, like, a tough enough feeding engine that I don't think it needs to be made worse or harder. I think it should be made slightly easier. That would be my one mild change I would like to see. But anyhow, did we actually win this game for sure? Let's do the math. We're breeding to 55, and we're sowing to 57. Okay, we've won. We did hit 57. We did not hit 60, everybody, though. Didn't hit 60, but I was correct. We were going to hit mid-50s this game, and we achieved the game plan by the end. It was sketchy for a while. It was sketchy to figure out how we were going to get to our 6-room stone house, how we were going to fence, how we were going to get fields. But ultimately, we achieved the game plan, including some bonus action stables, and achieving the game plan definitely worked out. It does. It's definitely a win. I mean, I'm upper 50s or well mid 50s. I don't know where 57 ranks, but BJ Freak gets to 50. It looks like. Maybe he's building an improvement here, so he gets to 51. Purple probably has to eat a couple points. It looks like. No, maybe purple's actually not 80 points, but so purple's at 49. Green has great animals, but never got to renovate. But everybody did pretty good here, actually. I mean, everybody has pretty good farms, but I mean, it is early growth. So, like, early growth game, people should have pretty good farms. So, there could be an Ak that has to be played before the first harvest, which ends around 15. Just throw it in on round 14. I don't think you could. That changes the game so much. I don't think that's definitely not good design. But I don't think we can add around 15. I think the game is so changed if you add around 15. I just don't think it's a thing that should exist. So goes that pushing build and grow and early growth gets rewarded. Yeah, I don't know. It's so interesting, right? Like, this game is actually really hard to like fully take the lessons from, because like, yes, I pushed build and grow, and that part was good. And admittedly, not getting too distracted by clay supports, right? Like, growth flipped, and I just instantly built a wood room. I was ready to just build a wood room, even though Reno came second, it turns out. Just being ready to build and grow second was good. And then being ready to build and grow, being the first of 4, also quite good. But then that's like, I could have focused really hard on building and growing faster. Like, I could have got my 5th family member somewhere if I wanted to. But that's what's so tricky about Agricola, is like paying attention to what your opponents are up to, like figuring out what value they're leaving behind, prioritizing the right actions. Like, it's obviously ridiculously complicated to like get it all correct. Oh, these are the wrong spots. What am I doing? Need to make it look like that, surely. Keep the grain and veg next to each other. Boom. All right, 57. I like the look of that. It's revised. Everyone always has good feeding. Not everybody always has good feeding. Like, there are some revised games that are a little more food tight. There definitely are some that can be a little more food tight than this. Yeah, I mean, this game this game had so much food. Early sheep, with this, sheep well, pond hut, charcoal, all that adds food. This super added food. Patron, paper maker, schnapps. This is so much food, and milk jug. So much food injection over here. I mean, at least he had a plan for some of the food payoff, but lots of food got added there. This herring pot's food. This feed fences is food. This brook is food. The cultivator's food. The 3-field rotation was food. So yeah, a lot of food. There's 12 food on the bottom feeding. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this game did have insane amounts of food. I mean, to be fair, Potter Ceramics Oven Firing Boy still super good for my feeding though, right? Super good though. Like even with so much food, it's super efficient when you get that set up. Yeah, fourth player where we got pummeled early, but it did turn out fine. Okay, we can get the answer to a few of our questions. How much clay did we get from cards? We got 9 clay from cards. So, wow, wait, that's actually a 9 clay geologist? Wait a second. I didn't actually play another card that gave me clay. Is that actually a 9 clay geologist? Okay, geologist was actually pretty decent then. If geologist was 9 clay, that's incredibly, actually, pretty good. That's actually quite good. I did not realize it was that good. I definitely took reed plus clay. Round 2, I took 2 clay plus a clay. I definitely took 3 wood plus a clay. I took 6 wood plus a clay. I took another 3 wood plus a clay. I eventually took 5 clay plus a clay. I took 2 reed plus a clay. Okay, yeah, okay. MVP is a little bit strong, but it was quite good. It's quite good. I mean, Potter Ceramics, Geologist, Oven Firing Boy, that alone is a pretty cool combo. I needed a ton of clay this game, so making sure that I added clay was good. I mean, the fact somebody else added a bunch of clay also was really good for me. Again, the lack of clay pressure really helped enable my game though too. I needed a lot of clay for clay oven, for baking clay. How much clay did we eat is really the interesting question. We ate 7 clay this game. That's quite a lot. But yeah, getting 35 of our food just from grain is pretty sweet, especially when we didn't, harvest any. Getting thrown that grain this game was also really good. We wound up with, 2 points worth of grain. We never took a grain action. So thanks be to the market crier. Always thanks be to market crier. I will grant that green actually had a pretty good market crier this game, though. I actually don't begrudge green's market crier as much as I normally do, because they at least didn't spam it. They literally used it once. They used it once to accelerate their crops and their 3-field rotation, and then eventually this millwright, although they didn't even use their millwrights much, so that part's sad. But, I actually think this market crier was pretty good. This market crier had the right idea. Use it once, don't spam it. Use it to get your crops accelerated faster than you otherwise could. Yeah. You could say geologist was a 35 food action. I don't think you could say that. I don't think you could say that. I had to play geologist and Potter Ceramics and clay oven and take those resources and play Oven Firing Boy in order to set all that up. So, but you could. All right, fair enough. We'll really stretch the definition of could, and I'll let it slide. But you can't say that geologist was a 35 food action. You can't do that. You can't do that. All right. I am curious at peeking at the draft real fast. I just want to look at the draft. Your copy of Lord of the Rings LCG is arriving now. Oh, nice. You can say anything, technically. Well, that's true. You can say anything. Yeah, I like Lord of the Rings LCG a decent bit, Gonzo. It's pretty fun. So hopefully you enjoy it. I mostly play those types of games solo because I get driven a little nut. Well, and they're cooperative, which helps a lot. I really get driven nuts by competitive games that are just giant blobs of text constantly. I think it's really hard for players to follow and actually be all focused on the game. But cooperatively, it helps a bit, and definitely solo, it's totally. I allowed a lot more. What did I say? I want to watch the draft. I am mostly curious why I got Potter Ceramics. Why did we get Potter Ceramics, everybody? What did we get Potter Ceramics for? Swing Plow Cultivator. Swing Plow Cultivator decides to pass on Clay Deliveryman Potter Ceramics. I think that's fine. I think it's probably fine. Like, the upside of Potter Ceramics and Clay Deliveryman shenanigans can be quite high, but the upside to Cultivator Swing Plow is like, the upside is not only there, but the floor is there. Like, you're never going to get screwed. Potter Ceramics Clay Deliveryman can get screwed, but it's pretty nice for me to be in this draft position of getting something really nice on the back end. Also, wait a sec, there was a conservator in this draft. Excuse me, wait a second, what? Who has this conservator? Pardon me. All this reno pressure, and you're telling me that somebody could have just shortcut the line? What happened? Also, I don't particularly like this player's draft. Second picking Millwright, and then like, why am I getting a chimney sweep? Why am I getting a chimney sweep? Why am I getting an education bonus? Because we need market crier? I mean, this is leaning a little too hard into the shenanigans. I'm definitely at the better spot in the draft here. Also, they don't actually take this carpenter. Yeah, they're leaning too hard into this. They're leaning too hard into this idea. This is too much silliness with grain. Wow, they had a resource recycler. I forgot resource recycler was in the draft. Resource recycler could have made House Steward also pretty interesting, but oh well. All right, the conservator got taken. So did BGA Freak, was BGA's Freak last Ock conservator, and they just decided to reno to Clay anyhow? I'm like really interested. I just want to track down this conservator now. Papermaker bookcase is definitely interesting, and then yeah, you're just doubling down here on like you're gonna get, and you take Wood Expert, right? Okay, so that suggests to me that this player has conservator. That suggests to me they have conservator. They chose to reno to Clay and build rooms in Clay and skip conservator, which is interesting. Oops, this is the wrong player. Wrong player. What am I doing? I need this player. Yeah, I mean this must the carpenter must, or the conservator must have wound up in this hand, but also their opening pack they take straw thatched. They first pick straw thatched roof, and they don't they don't have, wow. I mean, talk about getting rewarded. Talk about getting rewarded. They first pick straw thatched roof, and they wind up with a third pick field watchman. Like, excuse me? Wow. Okay, I mean, don't see that every day, but it worked out. They got rewarded. They got rewarded. Oh, they also have a milking stool, yeah. Maybe they played that. Maybe I missed it, but gosh, I forgot the milking stools in this draft. But how did we let Conservator die then? I'm actually really surprised. I really am surprised that Green ever decided to go to Clay. But oh well. First pick Charcoal Burner seems iffy. Oh, I mean, look, they didn't have a lot of other great choices, but yeah, I mean, I don't like the first pick Charcoal Burner, but I already said enough about how much I don't really like Charcoal Burner, especially in this format, and I think it's very easy to overrate it. So whatever, they're allowed to pick it. They can do it. It's fine. All right. I need to go to the bathroom, and I should grab some food. But I'm willing to play one other game. Probably not in Agricola, but I will likely stream something like an hour or less. So I'll probably be back here in a couple minutes. If chat has any requests or suggestions at what we want to watch or discuss or whatever, I'm open. Speed Grick. I mean, if there are 4 people that want to blitz a Grick, I could potentially be in for an Agricola. But yeah, chat, comment what you want to watch, what we should do. And then yeah, I will be back in like 5 minutes probably. So but yeah, I'm gonna head off for just a sec. So see y'all in a sec.
All right, hello, hello. All right, catching up, Gonzo. I missed some stuff. I don't even know if you're here, but you played Lord of the Rings LCG online the other night and ordered it right away. That's pretty cool. Have I tried the online site? I haven't actually. I know that they have all the cards and campaigns online. Maybe someday I solo stream that, but I don't know. There's something nice about like physically solo gaming, and I know like some people also like do Marvel Champions stuff online. I like Marvel Champions too. Um, but then I don't know. Like it's if I buy these cards and stuff and I own them physically, I also just feel weird going online to play them rather than using what I actually have. Uh, but anyhow, two-player. Your friend says there's too much grain help in the format. Millwright's insanely strong. You wanted to put out there in case anybody thinks the opposite wants to say so. I don't know two-player hardly at all. So like, I guess maybe that's true. What you need to do is you need to go put that opinion on Pikachu's when Pikachu streams. I'm not sure Pikachu's has been streaming. Pikachu's live. I don't know if he has been streaming though. I also don't know what he's actually streaming. But these do not look like Agricola. Oh, these are 3 years ago. Maybe his streams don't save. I don't know. I don't know. Anyhow, only the one stream? Ah, well, there we go. Anyhow, alright. I see there's lots of opinions about what I should be playing. Okay. What do I want to play then? That's where we get to go. What do I want to play? Maybe I just join the crowd. I've been doing some Catan. I could stream a Catan. That would. I've mostly been doing 3-player Catan, but you've played like two-player games, one of which was versus Pikachu's. Nice. Yeah, I just haven't played a lot of 2-player. Like I can't speak to the format. Like my instincts are that Taylor Seasonal is still good. Yeah, I mean that sounds correct, but my instincts are that Millwright cannot be that strong in 2-player. Like if you're choosing to set up Millwright and take a bunch of grain, yes, you can get around like some of the resource blocks that can happen, but also you're like just letting your opponent have those resources. So I don't understand how you're getting enough of an edge. Like you're taking actions to set up a grain engine so that you can then use it for rooms, but like do you still have to re-deny your opponent plus run build? Like I don't it's not making clear sense to me how it wins. But to be fair, nothing makes clear sense to me on how you win 2-player. It's like the blocking mindset is just very weird. It's very different. I'm not good about it. I've mostly been doing 3-player Catan. I mean, I'm very whoops. Well, yeah, the games fill fast. I probably should do 4-player, but God, the map is so tight at 4-player. I mean, that's part of the fun of 4-player. But you lied. LOTR, it did not, and it's just a dumb frame picture of your dumb family. Oh my God, Gonzo! Yeah, the horror, the horror. All right, this looks like a 4-player game. Do we want to my 4-player in Catan? Sure. The map gets a little tight, but let's do it. Let's do it. Speed variable setup default looks good. All of it looks good. Let's run it. Brutal. Why did they even? Yeah. Why would they deliver you that instead of a board game? Look at that, Lumen perking up just as we finished our Agricola and stuff, and now Lumen's gonna pop in for the Catan. Remarkably, this table's not like instantly filling. My experience with Catan tables are that they fill fast, but maybe people don't want to play 4-player. You want to see the BGA Catan interface? That's the kind of content. Lumen in for speed grick.
Gonzo, you might be the only person here who has never played Catan. Would I be willing to give you a synopsis of how it works? I would. You got to sleep in today, so my stream was too early for you. That's fair. That makes sense. You tuned in just for the Catan part. You missed the Agricola part. That's fair. How are Catan expansions? You play the one which has delivered goods and filmed a different game. A lot of the Catan expansions are pretty different game. I'm not a big fan of most of them. I haven't actually played that many, to be fair. But all right, I'm also gonna join this 3-player table that this player like. It's the same person that just made this, but I'll like if people want to play 3 players instead of 4, I can live with that. Yeah. Oh, except now we're on normal speed. I leave this table. I am not playing a normal speed. Not playing a normal speed table. Nope. 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 I expect people to be fast. Nope. This table's fast. This table's fast. All right. Somebody else is there. All right. New plan. New plan. Throw away everybody else's garbage tables. Make my own. Build it and they will come. Whoops. And rep. Rep. I need good rep. Need to be good rep. All right. How long do Catan games take? Oh, it really depends. That's why I have it set to fast speed. There are some people that are way too slow. I'm assuming this is some Catan celebrity Lumen. I have no idea who this is. Anyhow, Cities and Knights, Seafarers, Traders, and Barbarians are all pretty good add-ons, and you'd recommend that order. Fair enough. Oh, and CS! Oh my god, what is this table? CS actually knows how to play, too. Oh boy. This game's going to be pure luck, everybody. It's not pure luck, but it's going to be a hell of a lot of luck. Okay. I also actually am not sure I'm a great Catan player. I'm a merely okay to good Catan player. Gonzo, I will describe stuff later, but to start, everybody, we see that brick are on 6 and 8, so brick is fairly plentiful. Ore are in the corners and are not great numbers. Wood is kind of spread over and is decent numbers. The only good sheep are here, and the wheat is a little tight. So you can't win this game without wheat. Everything requires some wheat. That's one of my opinions. My other opinion is you mostly want to be on spread out numbers. You don't want to be on the same numbers because then your hand gets full too fast. And a lot of times building to a port eventually is reasonable. The robber being in the center and it being 4-player means that the map is going to be miserable. It's going to be absolutely miserable. Building on this port here is maybe not awful. Building on this 6-2, 2-for-1 port. Gosh, yeah, this is going to be a rough game for producing things. It's going to be a rough game for development cards, and this guy is going to hoard all the ore. All the ore is already basically gunked up, so I'm not going to be producing ore naturally. Gosh, I mean, this 6-4-3 tempts me, but then I have no wheat. God, the wheat is awful. Maybe it's this 8-4-10, and then I hope to get on one of these brick options next. CS places back, or no, Azrael places back to back. And then I get the next one. 2 times US champ? Wow, okay, well done, great. I get the only sheep. Yeah, exactly. If I go here, I have the only good sheep except for here. Like, I get the only good sheep, I have solid wood, solid wheat. I think this is probably the right play, but I mean, I don't actually know, but that's either Settlers of America or Merchants of Europe, at least if you understand. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what you're describing because I haven't played all of them. Looping back, Gonzo, I'll eventually get to you. Simon chess rematch, possibly at the end of this. Oh yeah, where am I building this road? Am I trying to build towards the center of this, or am I trying to build towards here or here? I mean, building towards the center of this is hilarious, but it's 4-player. What's the chance that I ever actually get to build on that vertice? I think I gotta hope I'm just gonna like build on this vertice later. So I think, or build on this vertice. I think I gotta put the road that way. I need to eat, but then I will describe more of what's actually happening. I'm content with that, Gonzo. Yeah. Also, this U.S. Catan champ is running a very spicy strat. Placing on the 6-2 and like can't even easily build this wood port because you can't build here. So I'm actually really interested in what this is about. Are you trying to build here first, or is it this brick port you're trying to build for? Or this sheep port? I don't know what's happening. But I pretty clearly want to be on one of these two brick tiles. So the question is like here I get a little bit of ore access. The downside of here is that I'm kind of reliant on 10s getting rolled. Although this is also reliant on 4s getting rolled. So number-wise, and then it's reliant on 8s. I probably would rather be on the 6, but I'd also rather have access to ore. But this is reliant. The danger of building like here is that I'm very reliant on 8s and 10s, and that can be dangerous. I mean, it can go very well, but it also can like really backfire. So it might be safer to go for like this 6-4-3 and just rely on having to get ore via trades and stuff. It also makes building here makes it kind of unfriendly towards the center. It makes it harder for other people to get wheat. You won't win that way. I think there's a lot of ways to win Catan, so go to the 10 ore. I disagree. I think there's a lot of ways to win Catan. I mean, I could be very wrong, but I think this is still a winning possibility, and maybe it won't be, but I do think I pretend to build towards the center. Although, where am I ever going to get to build? Probably nowhere, but I timed out already, so. Oh, I maybe should disable the confirm time later, but it's fine. You like the clayport option for future turns? The clayport? I'm never getting to that clayport. You also think the road should have gone to the underwhelming 411? Yeah, that's fair. I did get a little. I got a little panicked because of the time pressure, but you're probably right. It should have gone that way. I'm probably not getting anything here. Although, I mean, if my opponents let me build this, I mean, CS is probably gonna go here or something, but so now I wish I had a settlement pointed towards this bad boy. Nobody's in the center of all this wheat, and I wish I was, but I guess I could try to get 2 roads and then build on this vertice before anybody else. Nobody has roads pointing in the center. Am I trying to build 2 roads for my first settlement now? Beat everybody here? I'm not sure I'm not trying for that. Nobody's over on this edge. I could build these roads later, potentially. I mean, I could get screwed on them later, but it might be worth just building and rolling early 7. This guy has ore. CS has at least like some ore. I don't really know what else I want at the moment. I guess I should block multiple of my opponents. This guy has potentially a lot of ore. Alright. Have a future ore. Alright, I'm not playing fast enough yet. Need to be a little quicker. Classic streaming problem. All right, opponents have a decent amount of wheat. We've rolled a couple of fives. We rolled a couple of fives, so there has to be some wheat in the game. So I probably am going to try trading for wheat. I think CS is attempting to build an early city here, so I don't want to give him an ore. I don't want to help give CS a city right at the moment. Plus, I don't have extra ore to give. I definitely don't have extra ore to give. But yeah, I think CS is getting a city here. Yep. CS already has an early city. Blue getting wood is bad. It's not ideal, but it's also pretty likely, I think, that the robber's about to come here. CS has the early city. Block has early city. Oh wow, we're gonna block the clay that hasn't actually rolled yet. Great. You meant wheat. And great. I'm getting stolen from? Blue, what are you doing? I don't understand that. I mean, this is Catan though. I don't understand sometimes. I mean, it's probably because he wants a resource, but somebody built a city. why are we not blocking him? Why are we not blocking him? But whatever. It's fine. It's fine. What do we get? We get another robber. All right, well, I get to go block him. I get to go block him and possibly get a wheat. What does CS have in hand? I don't know what CS has in hand. Am I supposed to steal from him? Steal it from him? Sure. Let's say I am. It's a sheep. Well, turns out I'm not supposed to steal it from him, but nobody has sheep, so that should eventually be good. Am I trying to build for this thing? Is this actually correct? Or should I just build like here? Maybe I just build over here. This has to be decent. I don't know if this is correct, but whatever. I need to be a little faster. My turns are long. My turns are long. 10. 10s are pretty good. 4s are the dream, though, right? I really need 4s to get rolled, but blocking the 6 clay isn't a great move, but that's Catan. I mean, exactly. Catan people are going to block stuff, even if I don't understand why. It's fine. We get more sheep. Woo! So much sheep. Watching everybody get sheep on 3s is not ideal. This game's not been very heavy on 6s and 8s yet, but I mean, that happens. But setting up on the 6s and 8s are not rewarding me here, so oh well. But yeah, everybody else having sheep is very bad for me. I was hoping to be able to trade sheep away because everybody else had such awful access to sheep. But a 3 getting rolled is like very bad luck for me because now my sheep are not very valuable in trade, and that's the main thing I have going for me. So, not ideal. Gosh, I don't even know. This guy, these people have an ore. So I don't even really want ore though. I need brick and wheat, but whatever. All right. I need wheat bad. Does anybody have wheat? Let's try real quick to trade for a wheat. Sheep for a wheat. Let's see if we can get a development card here. I'm assuming not, but we'll see what happens. But otherwise it'll be done. All right. Not happening. Sitting at 6 cars is a little dangerous, but Whoever hasn't played Catan, you can always trade 4-1. Yeah, so yeah, I should really catch up on that front, right? So, um, basically, yeah, Gonzo, if you're actually here still, how Catan works is at the start of each player's turn, dice get rolled and everybody produces that are on those numbers. So if a 6 gets rolled, everybody that has stuff next to this 6 produces a brick. Everybody that has stuff next to, where is the other 6? I got lost. Everybody that has access to this gets a wood. So at the start of your turn, yeah, that everybody gets resources. Your settlements produce 1 good. Your cities produce double. So like if a 9 gets rolled, CS gets 2 ore at the moment. This red player. If an 8 gets rolled, each of these settlements produces a brick for blue. When that 3 got rolled, all of us got sheep, which is what I'm saying was unfortunate. This game does allow freeform like trading, so anybody can be like, I'm gonna give up these resources, and somebody's gonna get these other resources. The game is a race to 10 victory points. You get points by building this stuff. All these things give you goods, and you need to build roads in order to build more settlements. Settlements produce more. You can upgrade your settlements into cities. Oh no, I'm gonna get beat to this. I also wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna get. Oh no, I can build here and they can build there. What I'm talking about? We can both build happily. Hey, a 6 finally gets rolled. All right, we are 1 wheat away from actually being able to build a settlement. We're also a wheat away from development cards. We could really use a 4. The lack of 4s and the lack of wheat are killing us. Yeah, all the 5s are happening, and the wheat, I just need that wheat. I need somebody to trade me a wheat. There's a lot of wheat in the game, but hopefully somebody is willing to trade for sheep or ore. Or I don't have extra wood or brick at the moment though. That's the other wild part. Like the resources being rolled are not ideal, and now my 10 is blocked. Sad days. All right. Hope to receive a wheat for a sheep. I mean, I don't think anybody needs sheep at the moment. Probably, but I have the best sheep in the game. I mean, sheep are not that valuable is part of the problem. You don't need them for a lot of things, but you need it partly. Like, but this game's a little rough for me early here. The numbers are definitely, I think, a little better for my opponents than they've been for me. All these 5s in particular are not good for me, and the 9s. There's been more 5s and 9s than 6s and 8s, but should I offer 2 sheep or an ore? I mean, I'm going to try different things. I'm definitely going to try 2 sheep, but why not try 1 sheep? Gotta try 1 sheep. Like, I'm going to try each of those once, and then I will pass if none of them happen. I'm trying them in the order that I care about, but hey, here's one that got happened. Azrael Spear has said yes. CS has also said yes. I would rather trade with Azrael at the moment. CS has the city. Azrael, I think I prefer to trade with, and we will put this guy out. Where's the sheep port? The sheep port's way over here. It's probably never happening for me, but turns out that sheep port maybe would have been nice for me, but we got another settlement down. We got some stuff happening. It's not great, but it could be worse. I still can dream about building to this vertice before anybody else. We'll see what other players are doing, but there's a possibility I win the race to this. You agree that you always start with the 1-to-1 trades? I mean, it doesn't hurt to offer it, exactly. Like, did it require 2 sheep? Yeah, it did. But, I mean, maybe somebody was going to take the 1-for-1. I don't know. Again, it's actually really unfortunate this 3 rolled, and it rolls again. Oh, I mean, well, okay, it's actually great for me because now I get a wheat. But the 3 is actually pretty unfortunate because it means that everybody has sheep. I don't want to give up a... I didn't give up ore. What are you talking about? I haven't had to give up an ore, did I? I still have my ore. I didn't trade my ore. I'm not... I agree, I'm not giving away my ore. I can't naturally produce ore, so I'm not trading ore away. We're not trading ore away. We are going to start buying development cards, which CS also is doing, but I'm buying a development card this turn. CS has 2 of them now. Nice. Yeah. I'm still pretty annoyed that I'm getting blocked here along with CS, but it makes enough sense. But yeah, it's CS building this city has meant that, yeah, I'm getting incidentally blocked with him, but Sheep explosion. It's happening. Knights are kind of bad for me. What are you talking about? I don't agree with how you play Catan, Simon, is how I feel, but I cannot contest that. I disagree. Even though I don't naturally produce ore, I don't think that's a huge detriment here. And I also don't think knights are that bad. I think being able to clear your tiles off if you ever get targeted is incredibly fine. I think it's also incredibly hard to win this game without development cards. How do you intend to win by building enough cities and settlements in 4-player? Like, I also can't build enough cities to win the game. So I don't know. I think I have to try to hunt for some development cards and some points in that avenue too. Plus, also, like, what am I doing this round? My hand is gunked up. Like, what else am I gonna do? There's not a lot to do here, unless people want. Well, maybe I could get a city. Is there any chance I can trade people? Any chance that I can trade people? God, it's gonna require a lot, though, right? It's gonna require a lot for people to actually. I don't know. I'm gonna buy a development card. I don't know if I want to trade here. I do get a knight. Okay. Oh boy, am I holding 6 cards in hand? That's so dangerous. Alright, let's try to offer 2 sheep for something. My wood is getting blocked. I guess I could try for a wood. I guess I also have wood on a 4, though. We just haven't rolled 4s. I don't know if I want this trade. I might just pass and hold 6 cards in hand. I just don't know what I want to turn the sheep into. CS did accept. I think I ultimately am canceling. I think I'm just passing. How do the ports work? They offer you different trade options. All right, we're holding too many cards now, everybody. We're holding too many cards now. We could get punished. We could get punished. This is why we should have traded. I should have maritime traded. I just didn't know what I wanted. I should have traded, though, team. We could get so punished. We could get so punished, or we could get super rewarded. We just got to avoid 2 more 7s. Got to avoid 7s. The reason that I'm saying I have to avoid 7s, Gonzo, is you get punished for greed in this game. If a 7... Wow, 3s get rolled again. Crazy that 3s have hit this much and 4s are not. But anyhow, if anybody rolls a 7, if you have 8 or more cards, you have to discard half of them. So if a 7 gets rolled, I get mega punished here. I get mega punished if we roll a 7 at the start of my turn. If I don't, I'm great. Development cards you have to hold a turn before using? Correct. Is it only for some? You have to hold development cards a turn before using, unless it's a victory point card that allows you to win. Then you can instantly reveal it to win. Alright, blue is going to go for the longest road. That's fine. I don't really care about longest road. I think I do care about building for this crazy wheat sector. I think my goal is to build 2 roads into this wheat sector. No 7s, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Okay, good. I mean, 9's not great, but no whammies is excellent. Alright. I would love some more wood. I would love some ore. So let's try a sheep for an ore. I wish I could offer multiple deals. Like, I would try a sheep for a lot of things. I really should just see what anybody would be offering for a sheep is actually what I should do. I don't think anybody cares is the problem. Although CS needs sheep. CS has no access to sheep. Let's see what anybody wants for sheep. Move the knight? I don't think I should play the knight, honestly. I mean, having no wood on 10s is annoying, but I don't think moving it's good for me, and CS probably has knights. Can't you say I want an ore and see what they offer? I can also do that, yeah. I can see, I probably am going to try that next. Nobody wants the sheep. I feel a little bad about spamming trade deals here, but I think it's fine. I don't know what else to do, so like we'll spam some trade deals. This is where if I put this initial road better, by the way, I could totally build another settlement if only I built the road in the right spot. So this is where I'm getting punished. I give 2 wheat for an ore. Yep, that's nonsense. All right. Okay, so the answer is I think I am building a road. The question is, should I just be building for this guy? And I probably should just be building for this guy, but I'm tempted to try to win the race to the center. Who's going to beat me in the race to the center? It's probably green. Is CS ever going to beat me in a road race? No, he's not. CS is not going to beat me in a road race. He doesn't have the resources for it, so... Hey, we get to build 2 roads next turn. Well, that's sweet. I'm going to hold a lot of cards again and hope for the best. Katan's so much better when you talk. Oh, I agree. I agree that talking helps a lot. Hey, we rolled a 4. 4s are great. 4s are great. I totally get to build this settlement next turn. Now, 7s are still whammy mode for me, so whammy mode's not great. Somebody just built on my sheep port. My sheep port. 9s don't super help me, although, God, there's a lot of ore in the game. There's so much ore in the game from all these 9s. People should be willing to trade it eventually. CS wants a wheat. Do I offer a... I'll give a wheat for an ore. I can't easily make ore, so... CS has a lot of ore. Yeah, we got that. That went through. I'm fine with that. Should maybe have bought that card before committing the road. It turns out you are correct, Gordon. I definitely should have bought the card before that. CS just got 2 roads, so my dream of building in the center has just been dashed because CS did beat me. So committing this road also is bad because, yeah, I guess I can still go build roads, but yeah, CS just blocked off everything. All the tiles are blocked off now. This is the only vertice that was an option, but now it's not. Yeah, everything's garbage now. CS winning that race is bad. Bad, bad, bad for me. Longest road just got claimed. I mean, I can try to eventually build through longest road, but that's probably not going to go well. Ultimately, I'm pretty much losing this game, I think, at this point. Things are pretty bleak. I'm not going to have great production. This guy sitting here for this long is crazy. No 7s have got rolled. I still don't want to roll a 7 here because I'd have to throw away way too many resources. But, I give 2 refuse. This guy has so much ore. This guy has so much ore. I'm like... You can't build next to somebody? Correct. You got to be 2 away. You got to be 2 away. And so CS beating me to this vertice, so I can't build here, even though I was about to get to build here. Building here would have been great. These are some great, like, stuff, but... Alright, purple has too much ore, and not enough other stuff. Blue has, like, no access to sheep except for this dumb 3, and he has no access to wheat, which is, like, a really big issue long term, but he's already at 6 points because of longest road and because of 4 settlements. But yeah, he has to, he has 3 sheep to turn into a wheat? There's been way too many 3s. How do you have so many sheep? It's crazy. Alright. No whammies, no 7s, no whammies. Alright, we got away with no whammies one more turn. Got away with whammies for one more turn. We play road building, confirm road building. I want to just build over here, which Lumen said long ago. Confirm that road. Confirm this road. Build this settlement at least. I eventually would love to build these roads and contest longest road, but that's a hell of a lot of roads to build. I have way too many sheep, so we're going to churn those sheep into an ore. I think it's still ore, ultimately. I think I got to just keep getting ore and hope for some wheat to get rolled and eventually make a city. I'm not going to be able to win this game without some cities. I probably need longest road to win. A 7 gets rolled, blue gets punished. Azrael gets to move the robber. They might even block this triple sheep porp. I don't know what Azrael's gonna do with the robber though. They're apparently a very good player, and their rating even suggests it thus far. So I'm curious what they do. I don't actually know what the right move here is. If they specifically have a resource they need, But 4 ore. What a slap in the face to me. What a slap in the face. That 9 gets blocked. That 9 wood gets blocked. I approve of that. I approve of the 9 wood getting blocked. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, things are okay. Winning these 3 roads so that CS, like, really winning this road is the key. CS needs this road to contest, like, to hook his stuff up if he wants to contest longest road. Although CS has no brick. I don't think Red is attempting to connect. I think I'm going to be allowed to connect through the middle and contest road. But it's a lot of resources. I kind of hate fighting longest road. God, more 9s. More 9s. Not ideal. CS gets another city. Also not ideal. Yeah, I don't love my position here, but I don't hate it, but we'll see how it goes. Blue has control of where the robber's going now. Wow, and he blocks green. I don't agree with not blocking CS. CS has a development card that he's not played, even though that he's been blocked repeatedly. I'm guessing CS has a point. Like, I'm pretty sure CS has 6 points and has very good production. I think Red should be blocked, but I don't want to use the Knight to just attack CS. I want to use the Knight. I want to use the Knight to free myself up later. I think I'm buying another development card here. I mean, well, maybe not yet. Why buy the development card? I'm pretty close to a city of my own, and I probably should fight for a city of my own. But I will say the number of 3s this game is insane. Like, I think there are more 3s than there've been 6s or 8s, which is just nutty. But what does a Knight do? A Knight lets you move the robber, and it lets you steal a resource from whoever you move it on to. So you get to control who's getting blocked, and the robber blocks production. Obviously, if you haven't figured that out. Wow, interesting. So again, the very highly rated players not blocking CS though, they are worried about purple's position. I guess to be fair, me winning longest road against blue is very hopeful. Blue really is set up on wood and clay. So me winning longest road is actually probably a pipe dream, even though I'm on wood and clay too. I'm just not getting lucky. I give an ore for a wheat? No, that's nonsense. That's nonsense for my position. Not an option. Not an option. All right, what is the other goal here? I don't even know. You've pieced together most of it by now. You don't know much how everything costs. I mean, the costs. Oh, the costs are. Oops, sorry. The costs are blocked. Given how I have things laid out. Yeah, I can try to move that later. Or if you log into BGA, you can see there's totally a building costs chart, but it's in the bottom right. I give a wheat and get an ore. No. No, I mean, that's very close. Let's counter offer. Let's give him a sheep for an ore. I doubt he's going to want that, but we'll offer it. It's not affecting your enjoyment. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about moving it, but yeah, the costs are over there. I give a brick for an ore. Do I hate giving a brick for an ore? I don't think I hate that. Like, I produce bricks on a 6, and I need ore here. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with getting ore. I'm very close to a city now, which is quite helpful. CS has a Year of Plenty card, so he gets 2 of anything he wants. And he takes a wheat and an ore, it looks like. And builds a road and a settlement, is my guess. Yeah, road and settlement. Okay. Yeah, CS's position's looking pretty good. He's at 6 points. It turns out he didn't have a point from the deck, though. But CS has great production. 7 gets rolled. The upside is I shouldn't get blocked. I don't know who will get blocked, but blocking me would be unfortunate. Also, green has to discard resources here, which is pretty rough. Only 4 things you can buy? Yeah, there are only 4 things you can buy. So, yeah, roads are... Yeah, so thanks, chat. Yeah. So that's why I keep saying for a city here, I need one more wheat now. So if we could roll a 3 or a 4 again, I mean, preferably not a 3. 4s are still my dream. Oh my god, I'm so set up for 4s. Let's roll 4s. I do heavily agree about blocking this. Blocking CS's production, I think, is pretty important right now. But, yeah. All right. Come on, game. 3 or a 4. Give me a wheat. Give me a wheat. Well, that's quasi a wheat. That's quasi a wheat. Before we maritime trade, let's see if anybody in the world wants sheep. We'll see if anybody in the world wants sheep, and if they don't, we trade 4 sheep for a wheat, then we build a city. But hey, somebody's willing to accept. Azrael is willing to accept. I accept, Azrael. Oh, I'm giving them one of anything, but hey, whatever, that's fine. I will give them one of anything to save some sheep. And, 634, or do I still upgrade here? Upgrading here, this spot might get blocked a little more often. But I think this is the correct spot. I think it's still good to do this. Green has the port? Yeah, green has the port, exactly. Seeing it called stone instead of ore makes you want to call it clay and grain. Yeah. Hey! Somebody does have a knight, and it's Azrael. They're blocking blue. Alright, cool with that. Seems to be, in the absence of P2P trading, dominating the shipping is the key to winning the game. I mean, there are actual players trading, though. Like, you can still trade. I don't think you actually have to be able to... I don't think you need shipping to win this game. CS has no ports, but CS's production is totally fine. To be honest, this game's actually fairly even still. I'm not super thrilled with my position, but it's mostly, I think, because we didn't roll enough 4s, and because CS wound up the tempo to beat me to this stream. He was one turn faster towards building this, but if resources roll just a little different this game, I build here first, and then I still get to build here later, and I get to connect up, and we do roll a 4 finally, so thanks. But, like, this 6, too, like, where's all my brick? Where's all my, like... on some level, it's fine, but, like, we've rolled a lot of 3s, a lot of 9s, I think, and a lot of 5s, and those just didn't happen to quite be the numbers I'm on, but... Now I have too much wood. Look at that. I mean, the game shifts so fast. Sometimes, too. Like... But... Could be a local metal. Your players almost never trade. Oh. I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't trade. In a 4-player game, why are you not trading? Like, you trade and you both are better off compared to your opponents. So, trade. Trade a bunch. Trade, trade, trade. Alright, my dream of getting longest road is increasingly looking nonsensical, unless we roll a lot of 6. Feels like you have to trade. You're definitely better off if you trade, rather than trading with the bank always. I mean, this guy just threw away 2 ore for a wood. Boo! I would have done that 1 for 1. I would have definitely done that 1 for 1. This player is playing too slowly and somebody's trying to boot him. Alright. I mean, I do agree he's playing too slowly, but 8s. Alright. I have too many resources. Too many resources. Give a wood for a rock. No one can produce enough for themselves? Exactly, nobody can produce enough for themselves. This guy is... Somebody is trying to boot this player for being too slow, which is a little unfortunate. And it's bad because I want to spam them with more trade deals. So I feel bad about this, but also, like, I know people have rock, and I would like some more rock. But it is unfortunate because this guy's timer keeps getting hit, and he's not very fast about it. Alright, I guess we... What am I doing here? I'm buying another development card? Like, it's a little rough here to figure out what the right move is. I don't really want to use up all this wood, but I need more brick now is actually the awkward thing. Although, what am I building for? Whoops. Give sheep. Receive rock. Buy card. We have another knight. Alright, it'll be time to start playing those soon. It's going to be time to start playing those. 3 more roads seems like a tall order. Correct. It's a little tricky. You will pay 10 to the bank before I give you 1. It's the same mantra. Yeah, see, I don't think that's but I don't think that's a winning strategy, but hey, we rolled another 5 this game. Why wouldn't we roll another 5 this game? Why would we not roll a bunch of 5s this game? Why wouldn't we? Yeah, 5s are great for my opponents. It gives them a bunch of there's a bunch of rocks and a bunch of wheat in the game. But, oh well. You watched a bunch of Catan YouTube a couple of years back. The sense you got from their meta is trading is good, but if you're the winner, people not trade with you. So getting out of trading with other players is good for actually winning. Gotcha. I give a rock and I get multiple stuff. I don't have rock. I also only have 7 seconds remaining now. Captain Emery is accepting Green's offer. So, I mean, Captain Emery just got 3 ore. So, like, I don't, yeah, him trading ore away makes some sense for stuff. But, again, I'm pretty sure I am losing here. Although, I'm not, it turns out I actually could have largest army with 1 more knight card, which isn't, like, a terrible spot for me to be in. Don't have rocks. Finally, you did it, Gonzo. You did it. All right, we'll obviously have to chat. You can send me stuff through Discord, but definitely we can do that. Congratulations, you're the first person to use that. Yeah, you'll hit me up on Discord. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we'll talk through it. Yeah. All right, this Catan game doesn't look good. Azrael is using the trade interface, and I'm getting a little sick of like whoever's trying to kick them out of the game, because it seems like they're using the trade interface to keep like trying to kick them, which is a pretty and CS. Okay, so CS is not the one trying to kick. Yeah. So I agree. Green seems like they're trying to like purposely kick blue out of the game for not being. God, 5s! Stop the 5s! Oh, team, if we rolled as many 4s or 6s or 8s, but oh well. Using up your gambling funds. I don't have gambling on my stream really is the problem, so the main thing you remember is the guy giving the no wheat means defeat. I mean, no wheat does mean defeat. I broadly agree with that. I mean, that's what I said. Like ultimately everything that actually scores points requires wheat. So not producing wheat is pretty brutal. It's still how I'm actually kind of surprised Blue is doing as well as they're doing without any wheat production. But I mean, they have no cities and they have no cards. So I mean, they've tried to score points without wheat, but they can't at this point they can't build more settlements. They can't buy development cards. They're about to get kicked because they're not going fast enough. And yeah. Well, I can't totally blame Azrael for kicking them, but I kind of can, because Azrael kept making their like this is the annoying thing about the way the clock works. I feel like every trade offer you should get more time, but BJ doesn't allow it. So I guess I should stop putting it to fast timer settings, although there are a lot of players that are not fast about going through the trade thing, but I mean, even I wasn't very fast that game. I did get a timer penalty because I was too slow while streaming, but like, this player wound up very behind time. But you think the clock shouldn't run on other people's trades? It's tough because during async, it kind of has to, but like, it's so abusable for async also, right? So like, this is a very tough game to like get the timer correct, but maybe do a game with people's on Discord. It definitely would be better, yeah. It definitely would be better. I'm not sure I want to play with Azrael, though. Like, Azrael kicked there, which is, like, pretty rude. Like, I don't feel good about anything. Internet at the hotel sucks. I mean, that is unfortunate. I do feel bad they got kicked, but not that bad. I mean, they haven't been, like, again, their reputation will be fine very fast. They play a ton of games. But I'm surprised Azrael tried to kick that hard. Like, they were obviously not like, the thing is, Blue was not playing so slowly and purposely stalling. It's just like the timer was a little too fast. But I should also be a little better. But Anyhow, let's look at the dice ratio. So we had no 2s, no 12s, apparently no 11s. We only had 4 3s. We had 6 5s. I don't think... Are these numbers correct? I guess they must be. We had a ton of 9s. And yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, 9s and 5s are showing up a little bit much. My 6s for my brick were a little slow. My 4s were a bit slow. I mean, these are things that I set up on and did not really get rewarded for. Even my 10s here are, not terrible. But I did wind up on the numbers that were a little bit less than expected, and the 5s and 9s are a little more than expected. So everybody got rewarded on the 3s. Well, not everybody, right? Yeah, Azrael wasn't on the 3s, but the 3s definitely got rewarded. Azrael got really punished, actually, by the low number of 6s, which is probably why they were kicking. They're probably saving their ELO, which sucks, but I'm not particularly impressed by the Catan 2 times national champion, but also the site lets you kick if you're not playing fast enough, so... Oh, whatever. Okay. Simon, you said chess rematch? I would do a chess rematch. But then I'm gonna pop off. But I would do 1 game of chess before heading off. But yeah, if I should probably try to like figure out some people to actually play Catan with, or I just need to go to I need to accept that the game could be slightly slower than I want it to be. It's just, it is a really tough game to like make work great on BGA, because like, yeah, you can just keep spamming trade proposals too. Like, you can truly just spam trade proposals on end. Like, it's a game that very much lets you be kind of abusive, actually. And so, like, it's tough. It's a game that isn't going to be well bound by... You discovered the pre-move on chess.com. Indeed, there is apparently a pre-move option, but I can't tell you I know how to use it. I mean, I think you have to turn it on, but, like, I will never turn it on because I'm not ready for that. But someday maybe I'll play fast enough, but... Have I chained pre-moves yet? Oh my god, that sounds awful. Yeah, screw... No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not worthy. Alright. Simon, if you want to send me an invite, I'll play you. I don't actually remember how to send you invites. You can pre-move up to 10. Okay. Well, that sounds interesting, but I'm it's not happening. That's not happening. All right, we're playing. Good luck. Good luck. All right. We're going to see how much I can screw up. 10 minutes is my preference, yeah. I like 10-minute games. I like 10 minutes. All right. I've been doing a bit of this kind of, I think it's King's Indian or whatever, but it's I kind of like just setting up over here, castling early. It mostly avoids trouble. It does give white a lot of early control in the center, but I'm willing to fight back later. I just don't like doing it early. Do I want to pin this early? Am I willing to trade this off if I do this? I don't know if I'm willing to trade this off yet, so let's just get to the castling part. Interesting that I'm a perk. It's actually a perk defense. All right, fair enough. I don't know if I always am Gonzo. I'm willing to try other things, but currently, I'm fairly content with this because it mostly lets me castle quickly, and it mostly, yeah, lets me avoid major trouble. Like, we just get our castle out of the way, we just develop fairly easily, and we avoid absolute nonsense. I maybe should have gone for this bishop move earlier, but... Alright. It's pronounced Pirtz, but most say it's Perkia. Alright, well, whatever. I just make these moves. Whatever guy wants to put his name on it, that's fine. They can put their name on it. Alright, the next move I think is e5, or, yeah, e5, right? I can push this pawn. Well, oh, nope, he pushes. I take? Well, I gotta kind of take because I have this guy. Well, or do I let it come forward? Do I like pop? No, I can't pop there. I could pop over here temporarily. If you push forward, I take. If I take, it takes. Yeah, see, I'd ultimately lose the take battle here. This might be okay. This is a little dangerous because I don't really have spot to go. I don't really have a retreat spot. If I get attacked. Oh yeah, what if this... Well, no, if this happens, I trade off. But once this moves, then this happens, and then I need this square to be available again. So that's a little bit of danger level here. But... And indeed, the danger level exists. I have to take... I gotta get rid of this threat. So I think we gotta take now. If the pawn takes, we basically have to trade queens. Although, do I want to trade queens? I don't know the answer to that. This guy's still in trouble, actually, right? Because I can't even remove this. I can't even remove this yet. I can't actually remove this pawn if it comes here, right? If the pawn comes, even if I take, I lose. Yeah, see, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, this is danger. This is danger. I guess I could move my bishop so that I can retreat him back, but this is probably not the finest play we've seen. Oh, interesting. Takes with the knight. I can just come pick this pawn up now, right? I mean, like, how bad is it to just come take this pawn? This knight can't do anything at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna do this. I don't know about this. I don't know what we're doing. We're doing things. It could be very bad, but it's happening. It's happening. All right, that definitely puts pressure on this guy. Although, does it? If they take, I trade 2 pieces for a rook and my king gets a bit exposed? I don't hate that. I don't hate that. What if I just... Well, or what if I just take? If I just take? No, I can't take. I don't want his bishop here. What if I put my bishop here, by the way, and I'm also threatening the same over here? Tell me how that's bad. If I do this, if he actually comes and checks me, we trade 2 minor pieces for a rook. I'm okay with that, I think. And a pawn. Whatever. I don't know. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I'm going to catch up later, Gonzo, but... Pawn g4 picks up a piece. Pawn to g4. Gonzo's not happy. I don't know why Gonzo's not happy, but... Oh, I see. That's why Gonzo's not happy, because I could get forked. I could be forked here. That's why we're not happy. I see. I get it now. This is the problem. My pieces get forked. Yeah, that's fair. It is. Now, to be clear, this fork isn't actually winning here, though, right? This fork isn't actually winning because I do this, right? Like, if I go bishop out of the way, I mean, it's super danger levels. Maybe it does, like, but I could check, right? Like, even if I check, maybe I lose stuff. I guess I have to lose. Well, yeah, no, if I move the bishop out of the way, it's mega danger levels, but... It's very tricky, correct. It's very tricky, you're right. It's very tricky this way. It's very tricky here, I agree. You guys are correct that I should avoid this pattern for sure. I should definitely avoid this. But I think it's okay here, but it's very tricky. It's very tricky here. It's not clear the knight's better. If this move happens, Scott, it's not clear that the knight's better because the bishop gets out of danger this way. But I don't know. All right, we protect against that, though. That's protected now. I can put them in check, but the queen just because like that opens up, but then he just takes. So, all right, I think we just take this guy back for a moment now. Then we just take this back. Maybe we don't take this back yet. Maybe we just move our bishop here. We trade off bishops. How bad is trading off bishops and doubling up the pawn? It's annoying, but it alleviates a lot of the pressure I'm under right at the moment, isn't it? Doesn't it? Yeah, let's claim this alleviates enough pressure to be worth it. It might not, but I'm going to do it. My pieces are very loose. It's not bad. It can lead to problems holding together. I agree. You don't have to double the pawns. Oh, I can take with knight. Duh. I have a knight too. You have a tactic here. Well, that'd be lovely. I probably have a tactic. The board is a giant mess, right? Like this knight jumping out and putting under check and like discovering this is interesting, but the queen and like can still take at the moment. There's definitely interesting positions here. Also, I need to start playing a little faster, as does Simon. Like, I have 6.5 minutes, but like we're also only 11 moves in. There's probably a lot of moves to come. Although, I mean, you could rapidly lose a game, obviously. But yeah, the knight coming back here to not double up pawns actually does seem pretty good. Like, even if we trade queens, I'm okay trading queens at the moment, right? Like, I guess this pawn is in danger after that sequence. Oh wow, that happens. I just take this bishop, or do I save the knight? Do I care about this knight versus this bishop? Like, you gain a knight, and then I guess you also gain a pawn is the problem. I also give a pawn in my... I also give a pawn up. Maybe that's a problem. Is giving the pawn up a problem? Probably. It's probably no real reason not to just start back for a sec. Feels like Agricola chat's better at chess than Agricola. I mean, some of these players are quite good at Agricola, I think. You think it's more of a function of my level? I mean, that's too. Why would you take the bishop? Losing the knight's bad, right? Because fuck that bishop. I don't like that bishop either, but I mean, I broadly agree. Like, leaving the bishop's fine. Also, actually, to be fair, if this bishop doesn't take, I pick up this pawn. Although, do I pick up this pawn? I don't know. Wow, that bishop... Oh, no, this knight. Never mind, I can't pick up this pawn. What am I talking about? Although, I can now pin that bishop if this knight just moves, right? Like, what happens if I go here now? Oh, the queen takes. Well, that doesn't work. I can pop here, knight takes. God, I don't know. This position's a mess. This position's a mess. Team, did you realize that this position is a mess? I could pop here. Super pump the knights up. I could move bishop here. Bishop's laser beaming this rook. Rook has to move. Then the knight pops over. That looks like... Oh, except he could just take with his knight. Well, then my queen still slides up and we do shenanigans. Let's go for shenanigans here. You like knight to d5 a lot. d5. Okay, so you liked the idea of getting this knight out of the way. Offering up these knight... Oh, okay. We just get the king out of there, except I still can just pop in here and go check, right? What am I missing here? I trade this knight off and get rid of that bishop? I don't like that bishop. Yeah, I need to start playing a little faster anyhow. Let's go for this. I'm missing something very big. Oh, excellent. Bring it on. Bring on something big. I'll have to analyze it later. Can't analyze it now. Can't analyze it now. Oh, I'm missing that. I see. I'm missing that. That's a problem. Yeah, well, that would be an issue, wouldn't it? That knight was still an issue. Look at that. Who would have imagined that I missed a knight popping around? I mean, I would have. I would have imagined I could F that up. All right, well, that's just bad. It's very bad. Yeah, that's very, very bad. There's not a lot of ways around that. Okay. This knight has basically nowhere to go anymore, which is also the reason I should have followed God's advice. And now we're looking at a losing position. And we're running out of clock. How do we do shenanigan things from here that are good? The answer is not effing clear. I'm going to make delay moves. Whee! I'm just moving because I need to move. I need to start developing some other stuff, but we're in trouble. Correct, Gonzo. Yep, it became very apparent. Oh, hey, this knight's back. This knight's back. Lovely. If that knight wants to take my bishop, I let it happen because I don't know what else to do. God, I don't know. I don't like anything I'm doing. I don't like anything I'm doing. Everything is hell. I don't like how this knight has nowhere to go. I don't like that at all. I don't like any of it. I guess I could pop here, but then, yeah, this bishop goes, but I guess I'd just be okay with that. Yeah, I'm very constrained here in what I can do. I mean, I could try to get my the only real hope actually is this bishop like eventually laser beaming some surprise into this king, maybe. But like he's just gonna take here in a sec, and I don't have a lot of good places to keep running this bishop around to because his knights are blocking everything. So yeah, I regret a lot of what I've done, but I don't know how to get out of it at the moment. I don't know how to keep developing things usefully. I guess I'm just gonna do this and accept that this is about to happen. Um, but yeah. All right, he's not instantly taking. Well, oh, I can't take this pawn. Okay, what happens? How do I get this guy out of here? I guess now I do this, and he'll get out of there. I mean, I'm gonna lose the bishop, which is sad because again, I think this bishop coming across was one of my better hopes, but I don't know how to get it out of here. So, also, I guess there is now take this pawn. This pawn is I can fly in here and then maybe do some shenanigans with the bishop and put some pressure on his king side. Maybe, if I mobilize some stuff fast, my pawns are slight mess. He probably should just pawn to here, actually. Goes pawn to here, and then I push pawn, maybe? Open up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. So we're gonna just try to do what we can. We do each only have 2 minutes left. So, all right, he does protect the pawn. I'm gonna just hop there and start moving a little faster. I mean, this pawn's threatened. I mean, he can just take, but getting rid of that color bishop would be nice. Getting rid of this bishop would be nice too, to be fair. So, he does let me have this pawn. I guess he picks up a pawn, but whatever. I will take this outpost. Oh wait, nope, I lose that. I lose that because there's still a queen. Oh, and there's still the queen down here. I should have taken the queen and then taken that. That's what I needed to do. All right, well, good. I keep blundering because I'm trying to move too fast to not lose later. Trying to move too fast to not lose later. And instead, I will just lose now. I will just lose now. Yeah, I need to go play a random after this. Need to go play a random after this. All right, the bishop takes that. Cool. I'm gonna take this. Boom. This bishop is also now. This guy has no defense, so That was my little idea. Take out the defender, and then maybe he's gonna blunder a knight away at least because he's gonna pay attention to the rook and not to this. But nah, he paid attention to the right thing. I can pick up another pawn. Yeah. What else am I gonna do? All right. What is the danger? The rook is in danger. Who could have imagined that a rook flying around where he doesn't belong could be in danger? He just steps back and sure. Simon is down to 50 seconds to beat me. So keeping the move on is good. My king's pretty well protected still. I think I have to take. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Is this sensible, insane in any world? No. No, that's no good. This guy's annoying. Oh, well, we're in trouble. We're in trouble to actually kick anything out. Alright, let's just keep moving. Keep the clock moving. Keep our little fortress up. Good call, Gonzo. Yeah, that's a fun trick. You're right. I could have retreated here so that if he takes, I could connect the pawns, but we're here. We're here now. All right. Well, the clock's nearly up. So, pawn. 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 I actually don't know how he defends against this pawn. This bishop's very strong at the moment for this pawn push. This pawn push is hilariously good. He blocks the sight of my bishop, so that is gonna work. But whatever. Alright, I can temporarily do this, and he has 10 seconds. Oh, that was a blunder. Lovely. Well, I don't think he's gonna checkmate me in 8 seconds, so we get a draw at least. We get a draw at least. Oh, should have taken that. Oh, but now I've pinned myself. That was brilliant, Ryan. Brilliant. Alright. Just make moves. Oh, wait, I win. Yeah, I win. Oh, no, I let him draw me. I let him draw me because of insufficient material? Wait, what? How is this insufficient material? I don't understand how that's a draw. I don't have enough material. Oh, so I lose now instead of drawing. I see. I see. Okay, so if I could force him to be out of time when I conceivably could win, but because we ran out of time while I can't conceivably win, I see why I draw. Okay, okay. Duh. I understand that I can't win with the king ace of spade. Yeah, that part's obvious. I've just never been in this position where, to me, if you run out of time, you just lose. That's just how it always works. But I understand. They ran out of time in their quest to checkmate me, and I literally had no possibility of winning, so that it is just a draw. So I was supposed to save the pawn in my flurries, and that's what Simon was actually doing there. Simon was attacking all my pawns to get the draw. So that's interesting. So yeah, I understand. Your mouse disconnected? I see. I don't play enough fast chess. I don't play enough fast chess. Pushing the pawn would have won. I did push the pawn, right? What are you talking about? Or you just mean at the end here, pushing the pawn would have won. You're saying the last couple moves I made the wrong thing is what you mean. I don't play enough fast chess. I don't play enough fast chess to be fair, but you're saying right at the end. It's one of those tricks where in time trouble, if you're losing, you just keep pawns. I see. Yeah, you're saying right at the end I was supposed to just keep pushing pawns a lot. Okay. Right around here. I see. I just push the pawn forward or take. I just can't let him take. Yeah, I couldn't let him take. I see. I see. That's fine. All right, way back, Gonzo liked. Okay, so right about here-ish is where I really start to blunder the game away. Oh wow, and the game actually does like my position here. My game actually likes the position, but I'm supposed. You say I'm supposed to go. You like knight to d5 right here, and I instead did the bishop to d5, and I did get heavily punted. Well, then I just blundered, but you're great here. You like knight to d5. Knight to d5 here. So if I had done knight to d5, and then you're saying like if this happens, or I don't even know. Well, that's very good for me. Why is this so good for me? I guess there's just a lot of threats. I guess I'm just threatening too much stuff here, but yeah, apparently that would have been excellent for me if we did that trade. Your opening wasn't great, because I'm threatening to take the knight and fork with knight to d3. Knight to f3. I see, I'm threatening the rook and I'm threatening the fork. Well, except there's still this knight, right? So this fork isn't... This guy is still hanging around. I still can't actually do anything on this square, which was part of my problem, right? Bishop takes knight at e5. Then knight to f3. Oh, I have this bishop. Duh. This guy trades off, then this. Then I pick the bishop up. Gotcha. Yeah. I see. So in this position, that's what happens. White saves the rook by, we'll say it's here. And then you're saying we trade, then I get to pop this. Then they have to go there, I win this. And now I'm up position and he can't castle. So, gotcha. Yeah, okay, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. Instead, I threw the game away by blundering some pieces. It was great. Yeah, I built up a nice little advantage right in here, and then instead of the knights, yeah, I ran bishop into there. Wow, and the engine actually likes c6 the most. I liked your knight plan, but apparently just pushing the little pawn forward was better. But I had the right idea with knight to f3 be good. I just didn't do it at a good time. Yeah, I did not do it at a good time, did I? I did not do it at a good time. Did not do it at a good time. I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't clear stuff out. I did need. I mean, again, I was already down to 5 minutes, right? I mean, part of the problem was the time pressure. This guy was just never doing good things for me. So getting this, part of what I should have realized is like this bishop move while attacking this was fun. It did need to come a little slower. And this guy just entering here is just very nice because this guy was doing nothing but being in the way, honestly. He was being in the way of this bishop's line of sight. And he can't come here, he can't come here. He has no, like, he has a retreat squares, which are gross, but he can't go there. But finally sending him somewhere would have been nice. Getting him involved could have been fun. But, yeah. Oh, well. This is what you mean with pattern recognition. It's easier to see 2 and 3 move combos once the patterns become more instinctive. Yeah, for sure. It's very easy to miss pieces moving backward. Yeah, it's something I should get better at. But yeah, missing that this knight is still protecting this square is also just really bad. But yeah, like I'll get there as I keep playing more. I mean, there's stuff I do have, but yeah, it's look, I'm still very capable of blunders, obviously, so it's all good. Artificial intelligence harder for chess or 4-player Grick? Well, that's tricky. That's a very tricky question. Now, current artificial intelligence clearly 4-player Agricola, but that's because we've partly focused our computers on analyzing combinatorial abstract games, particularly chess, so goddamn much. If we put so much research into researching multiplayer dynamics, I'm not convinced Agricola is actually a harder problem, but it's definitely a harder problem in the present day because so much computing time and effort's been given to chess. But I don't actually think Agricola is I don't think Agricola is truly a harder problem for an engine to get quite good at than chess is. But I also don't know. The one thing you could have done is when I got to the point where my knights were out of space was start advancing queenside pawns. You need to start controlling more space. Yeah, I agree about just pushing queenside pawns. I mean, to be fair, again, that's what the engine right at this point the engine, well, is it this point? I lost track. No, Simon retreats. Yeah, Simon retreats. The engine likes just c6 and yeah, like just start taking space is what I'm sure it wants. It wants me to just start crowding these pieces out on this side. And I agree, I could have started doing that. I've been better about doing pawn pushes in some of my games, but here there was still so much action in the center and I was focused on some of that action that yeah, I could have just started pushing pawns. And maybe that would have been correct. Also, I mean, again, the engine likes it here to just start pushing, but oh well. Anyhow, you think AI would be better at 4-player Gricklin chess? We've just never tried it. Yeah, that's basically how I feel, Gonzo. Harder problem because of incomplete information. I don't think that's again. I fundamentally I don't think Agricola and incomplete information is actually a harder problem for computers to handle. We live in a world where it's so hard to imagine what could have happened if Agricola, for some reason, was the thing that programmers have been spending the last 30 years on mastering. But chess engines are crazy good now. But it's an unfathomable amount of computing power and energy and attention dedicated to that problem. So much attention has been given to that problem. And so little attention has been given to anything like Agricola. And so, yes, the Agricola problem right now seems crazy harder, but it's only because of all the crazy things we've done to get to a chess engine. It's so easy to forget how hard that chess engine was compared to what the Agricola challenge still is. I don't actually fundamentally think those problems are very different. Well, they're very different problems, but I don't think they're very different degrees of difficulty. I think both are tough problems for computers to handle, and we've chosen to train our computers to do chess for a long freaking time, and we've not put in any effort to Agricola. But it's fine. Not saying my opening's bad or unplayable. You prefer one which claims more center. Yeah, I mean, I totally understand that, right? There's some personal style. I should explore some more openings that push for more space faster, but I generally prefer to do stuff like this where my king is very safe and it's a little I find it's a little harder for me to blunder away terribly from doing this. And right now that's most of what I need to be doing to admittedly that's getting me wins. Now is it actually better for me learning long term? That's a classic discussion. Like how do I get better at chess? Should I be pushing myself more in other ways? But a lot of very strong players prefer modern or hyper modern orders. You just think it's a matter of style, yeah. It's not like White's big center pay later rolled here. Yeah, I mean, I broadly agree. I think the opening again. To be fair, I am nowhere near the point where my opening decision is what's causing me to win or lose games. I'm very much losing games or winning games because of mid-game blunders and stuff. I'm at the level where that's what's determining the game. Now, could a different opening give me slightly better chances on average? Maybe, but that's a very minor part of my chess problems compared to the much bigger problems of making big blunders. Once I get to the point of not making big blunders, then I could worry more about opening theory, I think. But I don't think that's a path that matters a lot here. All right. Let's force me to play slightly faster. I've been playing a couple 3-2 games lately. I'm still not very good at this speed either, but that's what you were saying. Black attacks a big center from the wings, and look now, White has no big center at all. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the whole idea of the opening. You destroy the opening you destroy their center from the wings, and that's exactly what happened. by the mid game, we both had like basically equal control of the center, and what determined the game was the tactics from that point. And I blundered some pieces away. So like, I mean, maybe at a certain point, but look, I'm going to do the same opening here because the other advantage to this opening is when I'm actually trying to play fast, I don't have to worry as much about what my opponent's doing because they can't mess with me that much. Now, is that actually good? I don't know. I'm not sure about leaving this pawn here, but I did, so whatever. I also don't know if I should be pushing my pawn here to trade off, but it's what we're doing because I don't know what else to do. And we don't have a lot of time to make plans. We just do. This pawn is hanging. I just noticed that this pawn is totally hanging. Do I just push again? Do we just create a crazy line of pawns this game? It's pretty dangerous for me at the moment. Nah, whatever. I don't have time to think about it. This guy needs to get out of the way. I need to get this guy... How do I get this guy involved anywhere? I guess just come back for a sec and then push. Is pushing this pawn sane at all? Danger time! Danger, danger, do. How much danger are we in? I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, that like pins my queen. This also like pins my queen. I want to get this rook involved. I want to get my queen out of the way. This side is completely gunked up, so we're very much fighting over here. I guess this is okay for a sec. Yeah, this has to be okay for a moment. This rook comes over. I don't even know if that's good. Oh, maybe this was good. Maybe I should force this guy out of here. Do I actually push pawns more? Screw it. Oh, wait, no, wait. I can push this pawn, and then this rook is hanging. I mean, this pawn dies, but screw it. Let's let this pawn die and see what he does about the rook. Let's see what happens. He blunders the rook, everybody! I mean, he takes my bishop, and I might be dying on the king side. Might be dying on the king side, but, oh, I also blundered a pawn away? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm surprised he's not just taking. How is he not just taking this? I mean, I'll instantly retreat this back, but this rook could come here to try to force this bishop out. Like, this rook comes here and then, well, no, can't come over here. And this pawn should still come forward. I need to kick this guy out. I need to kick this guy out next. That's my theory. My theory is I gotta kick this guy out. I guess he could just pop here. Oh, wait, he could just pop here. Oh, God, this is gross. This is a gross move. This has gotta be avoided. He let me take my bishop back. I mean, his pawn's about to come here, but I don't really care. That fork was bad. I have to avoid that fork. I mean, this is bad too, admittedly, because this rook is pretty trapped. This rook gets a bit trapped here if this takes. I guess this rook could just pop here. Maybe? I mean, then this knight checks. Well, no. I think I can do this, actually. I think I can do this, pin this, and then come here. Yeah, I think this works, and if it doesn't work, so be it. But I think I can then do this and take this. I think I get to push my pawn. I'll obviously catch up with chat later. This guy's down to 20 seconds. I mean, we get 2 seconds of move, but this guy needs to start playing a little faster. I'm definitely pawn pushing next, I think. I mean, this rook, well, this rook can't fully slide over. This bishop's annoying. I should kick this guy out eventually. I guess this, well, yeah, once this guy's out, this bishop can finally come here. Well, no, that still loses. It still loses. This guy is annoying. This guy's very annoying. Oh, hey, he could do that. He could do that. I just take anyhow because this knight's annoying, or I left myself no real retreat. I just hide out here forever? That seems bad. That seems bad. What about just trading off? No, that seems bad. I just do this. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? How bad is this? Ugh, I don't know, team. I don't know. I think I can just do this, right? Or is this too many attackers still? Yeah, interesting. And then it's about to come forward, and that's really not good news. That's really not good news. Yeah, way too much pressure right here. Not ideal. This guy comes here and threatens the bishop. He still comes and forks me. We're in trouble. Danger levels high. Danger levels high. We're down to 20 seconds ourselves. This guy is about to time out. Boom, win. Okay, well. Don't be cute, just rook to h5. I did just rook to h5. I was trying to be cute, but... Alright, e5's ultra defended. Rook to f8 was good. You liked to just get the rook over here. You're not 100% convinced the rook was better than the bishop. Oh, yeah, when I took this, like, just leaving the bishop might be better because the defense and controlling this diagonal was just so good. I mean, he let me have the bishop back for unknown reasons, but... knights to h6 check, and I'm ultra sad. I assume that was... Oh, yeah, that's what I kind of caught this fork thing later, but correct, that was very scary. I need to not lose my queen next, correct. I got there, Gonzo, just too late. Too late. The fork was scary, but queen to g7 saved the bishop and prevented the fork, but thankfully it didn't end up mattering. Yeah. Rook to e1. Like kind of right towards the end here, maybe. Like maybe rook to e1, but this pawn, like this was I was allowing this to get kind of nasty. I mean, this pawns, all these pawns getting locked up was not ideal. I maybe should have figured a way to not allow that. I probably should have taken so that I allowed some activity over here. Completely blocking myself off along with them, I don't know was actually good for me, but whatever. I didn't lose the game, although I mean I should have lost the game. This was nasty back when it was allowed. This was, yeah. But hey, it's okay. We're low level. I'm not good at fast chess yet, so could do a 3-2 if you aren't too tired of you. Fine, I'll do a 3-2 against you, and then I'm ending the stream. I mean, I've somehow actually like streamed for like another hour and a half. Apparently, I could have done like another Agricola, but who would have known? Invite me to a 3-2. I can try. I was barely fast enough in that one, but we'll see how fast I can blunder to you. I blundered to you in 10-minute game though, so like a 3-2 game is like 5 minutes. I'm gonna I'm gonna blunder to you also, but all right. If you want it, you can have it. All right. Do I kick you back? Sure. Well, yeah. What the hell? What the hell? Let's watch you run around. Actually, what? How do you respond if I do this? I just win your bishop? Sure. I don't care about this knight. I don't care about this knight. Oh, yeah, you do that. That works. That works. That makes sense. I go here. Do this. I don't know if any of this is good. I don't know if anything I'm doing is good. I can pretty much tell you none of what I'm doing is good. Pretty much tell you. I got a knight hanging over here. I got weird pawn structure. I mean, this pawn here at least evens it out a little, but I kind of need to castle queenside this game probably, given what I've done to my kingside. Wait, he's just giving this to me? I don't know what's happening, but I'm taking it. I see what's happening. I see what's happening. I gave up that knight. All right, we need to think about castling queenside really fast. We need to castle queenside really fast. We need to get our pieces out of the way so that we can castle queenside. Yeah. Let me out of here. My kingside's an absolute disaster zone. Whoa. Can't castle yet. Sure, whatever. It's blitz. I take. That's fine. It's fine. Let me castle. Boom. Okay. Let's just push this pawn so that we don't forget about it later. Now let's go queen hunting. Wait a second. Let's go queen hunting right after this. What happens if I go bishop to here? What the hell does Simon respond with? What the hell does Simon respond with? I literally think I win this queen. Oh, I win this queen, right? This queen's flat out trapped. I just take this. This queen is still trapped. This queen's still trapped. All right. Well, that seems significantly better. That seems good. Now we push pawns a bunch. We push pawns a bunch. Do. Pawn. Oh yeah, that works. That works. I come right here. Then we do this pawn next. Pawn power. Oh no, my bishop. Yeah. My queen is under threat. Do, 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 do. Pawn power. I don't know what else to do, but I'm taking the pawn. Oh, my queen's under threat. Can't be having that now, can we? Oh, this is some danger. He's hunting my queen down. He's hunting that pawn down is what he's doing, right? Well, this might work. I guess I'm losing this pawn and this bishop's under threat. Oh, except I'm threatening check. Yeah. Gosh, I don't know how to bust through this. I clearly don't know how to achieve this. I'm threatening this pawn now, at least. Yeah, okay, I can at least come pick this pawn up. He can take this now, at least, but I mean, it still busts his king open. Like, he's still in a lot of trouble. Okay, he's forked my rooks. What if I just put him in check? His king retreats. I go here, and I'm just trading. I can't do anything about this. So, whatever. We let this part happen. This part happens. Oh, that part also happens. Interesting. Although, what happens about this? What's the plan for this? Oh, taking my pawn. Then I do this. And then we save this. I don't know. We're just trying to pick this rook up and simplify the position. Whether or not that's a good plan. Oh, we're not picking that up yet. Okay. I'm running out of time. Oh, we picked this rook up next. Lovely. That works. That works. Give me this. Oh, he resigned. Good. He didn't force me to do it. Lovely. You had a mate in like 4? Oh, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. There's definitely a lot of checkmate threats here, but how to do it for sure? I don't know. I didn't see it faster, obviously. That's where some of my chess skills do not exist. Again, I am not great, but at least we got a win there. I knew we'd pound down instead of taking. Meh. Okay, fair enough. I mean, ultimately, things were fine. Pawn to h7 wins. Gotcha. So I should have pushed the pawn forward instead, is what you're all saying. Everything wins? I mean, that's kind of how I felt also, Gonzo. Like, everything wins, and so I just wasn't, like, I don't know. Alright, but you guys are all saying, instead of taking, which it's here. Okay, yeah, this move. You're saying if I push forward, it wins. Oh, yeah, because if I go here, he has to do this or this, and I can come here. Well, this doesn't win, right? Because if he did go this, well, wait a sec, guys. So if I push that pawn, if I push this, whoops, push. If I push it, and then he like He has to do this. Oh, but then I just go here. Duh. This just becomes a queen if he doesn't block it. Never mind. Okay, so he does have to go there. Okay. And so once he goes there, then I do this. And okay, yeah, there's no stopping this. Even this all just slows it down. Well, no, this doesn't win. This does not win. I don't know if I had a checkmate there by pushing. I'm not sure pushing is better than what I did. I mean, maybe it's better than what I did. I don't know. Whatever. Gonzo's pretty good. H7 doesn't win? Yeah, H7 does not win. H7's not better than H takes G7. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's what I just concluded too. Now, the real interesting part of that game was the win graph. You liked Rook D to G1 there, but taking is also good. Oh, I'd have to get back there. I'm more curious, like, I started to win, but then I tried to blunder it away. I'm curious what my blundering it aways were. So let's find out. All right, the game is roughly equal right up to about here, but this is where his queen is ready to be trapped, and I'm guessing the reason that it keeps thinking that I was winning is because it kept waiting for me to trap his queen, and then I eventually did. But yeah, see, it doesn't like this move, even though I'm under threat, because I can trap his queen with this move. This queen protecting this, holding everything together. But I don't trap his queen. 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 Don't do it. Still don't do it. Finally did it. All right. So that's where it was. That's where this all happened. I was supposed to trap his queen much sooner, but I eventually got there. I was just 4 moves too slow, but I got there. Sometimes the analysis is funny because all the moves you're making are perfectly reasonable, but there's a monster on the board the whole time. Yeah, exactly. Like, so yeah, the graph is like, that's a blunder, that's a blunder, that's a blunder, that's a blunder. But it's like, it seems okay, but yeah, you're missing this tactic where I win the queen. So yeah, it is funny because yeah, it's like, what was all of this? Where was I winning the game and then losing? But I was winning because it was expecting me to trap the queen. But you think 10 minutes for me and 1 to 2 for you would be a reasonable if you ever play, but probably better for you to play people around my strength. I mean, look, I'm open to playing you someday for sure, but you're right. We definitely need different time limits. I mean, you just see stuff a lot faster. I can see some things, but like obviously this whole thing too, right? I was so like, this queen over here has me in mega defense mode. I'm like, I'm in danger. I'm in danger. I'm in danger. So rather, like, my instincts are not to look for attacks at that time, even though clearly I should have been. Instead, I was like, I need to protect my bishop. I need to castle. Once I achieved that, as soon as the move after castling, then I went back on not the move after castling. I still felt danger. I was like, oh, this pawn is weak. Like, I don't want to ever watch somebody come in on that side. So I castled, and then I got my pawn, and then I was like, okay, I'm in safety. Now let's look for attacks. And then that's when I saw, oh, hey. Oh, hey, what happens if I do that? What happens if I do that? Ugh. Good times. There was an old grandmaster who said the queen is actually one of the weakest pieces of the board because how easily it can be pushed around. Nice, yeah. I mean, I will admit a decent number of my games follow this pattern where I do stuff early. Other people are very aggressive towards me. I'm terrified. I run into a little defensive corner and then I slowly like whittle away their advantage because it turns out their attack can't actually beat me. And they wasted too much of their like tempo and effort, and I eventually win. But a good number of my games go through this cycle. I am rarely the aggressor that like madly has somebody dashing for protection. I mostly develop, and if people come at me early, then I go defensive and try to protect. But I'll admit, like, I've definitely had people that trap their own queens, people that just like miss out on some tactics because they have too many pieces holding everything barely together. But yeah, I probably should learn how to do slightly more attacking stuff, but It helps me think about the way your queen moves. Yeah. As you get higher up the ratings, those attacks get a lot harder to stop. Well, correct, exactly. So I should learn how to get attacked a little more, but sometimes you get blown off the board just by prepared lines that are hyper aggressive and you don't know the accurate way to defend. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing that I lose to still at the moment is I definitely lose to just easy blunders. Like I absolutely lose to I lose to stuff that I start to learn, but I just don't know anything. So like the one thing that I for sure did the other day, and I'm sure it's probably pretty well known, but it was, this. I think I did like this, and then this happens. And after this happens, I'm like, hey, free pawn. But then everything went to hell. Everything went to hell after this. Everything went to hell. I don't remember how things go to hell. It's something like this, and then this pawn I try to defend, and then God, I don't know. Things happened. It was bad. Something happened. Something happened by taking what seemed to be a free pawn, and I'm not even sure how it worked. It's somewhere in here. You bet the bishop was on c5? Probably. The bishop was probably already out. That probably was the problem. And then, yeah, I don't know. I had no idea what to do. Maybe I did come... I don't know what I did. Something bad happened very early on. I just remember taking this and then really regretting. Yeah, this guy came forward. I thought I had a free pawn, and then everything went to hell very quickly thereafter. I should analyze that game again, but I played g3 to defend. Queen takes e4, picked up the rook. Something like that happened, yes. So you think the bishop was probably already on c5. So you're thinking it was probably something more like this, 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 this. I do maybe this, and then this happened. I thought I had a free pawn. You're saying queen comes here. I decide to defend like this. Yeah, this maybe this looks like how it went to hell. Yes, this looks very much like how it went to hell. Now that you say it, yeah, because everything is just bad. Everything's very bad. It was a free pawn. A free pawn, but yeah, this was. So I have to do this in the future, and then I just have to, yeah, I guess this is fine, and I just picked up a pawn. I don't know, I should go back and try to find that game, but whatever. Anyhow, anyhow, we had chess stream now? No, we were in Agricola stream, but we were doing some chess after. We did some Catan too. We did all sorts of stuff, but I definitely am heading off, so thanks for popping in, but I need to get ready and go on with my day, so... in those lines where the queen comes out h4, it's typically with pressure on f2. g3 seems to defend, but actually loses the rook. Yeah, I think that's the pattern I need to remember. I think that's correct, Gonzo. I think that's the lesson. I think the lesson was yeah. You'll hit me up about the game request. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for redeeming that. That's cool. Thanks for the 50K channel and all the support over time. Thanks everybody else for hanging out. That's a classic opening trap. Yeah. The opening trap, for sure. Look, that's what I mean. I still fall to traps early, right? Like, I'm learning as I keep playing, but there's certain things I'm getting better at. But knight collects 3 wood, bishop takes 2 reed, renovate to brick, check. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. No, it's been fun to do some more chess again lately. It's fun to bend variety. It's fun to do Agricola, too, obviously. I mean, we had a good Agricola game today. It was fun to have a good Agricola game. It's been, like... While I was 4th seed and the start was bad, it was fun to just have a game that mostly went correct and we just got upper 50s against good players. So that was nice. I probably will stream tomorrow some. We're calling it brick now. I mean, look, we gotta work the Catan in. We had to do all 3 games. I totally understand. Scott was right on. We combined all 3 games into one. It's good stuff. Yeah, I'll probably stream a little tomorrow. I don't know much about this week. We'll see. If anybody has specific stuff they want to stream or like want me to stream, I mean, obviously some Agricola, but I'm still planning to do some more WBC practice stuff. And yeah, we'll see what Gonzo plans. But yeah, thanks all for hanging out. It's been great. It's been a fun stream. I will see people around later.